Welcome back to the Clappy and Frank Show. We have with us today a world-famous hotelier, somebody that has a big Pesach program.
The most successful Pesach hotel in the world.
I don't think it's the most successful,
Arguably,
but it's a nice
I don't know. But,
the most profitable.
No, it's not the most profitable.
We have with us Bruce Backman.
Halavai.
We have with us Bruce Backman. Now, if you're wondering why we're having Bruce Backman on, two reasons. Number one is he was on a few months ago, and everybody says, have Bruce Backman back on. He's so entertaining. He's so informative. Number two, there's been major scandals in the hotel industry for Passover. One major hotel closed down before Passover, 2 weeks before Passover.
Major influencer backed.
Major influencer backed. But a bigger scandal is my friend wanted to get his 20 grand back, and when he called them, they said, do a chargeback on the credit card. We don't know who you are. That sounds like a felony criminal offense. Number two, after Pesach, my phone's blowing up. Everybody's like, Izzy, there was a program with hundreds, if not thousands of people, and there wasn't enough food. There wasn't enough matzah. There wasn't enough wine, grape juice. People were bartering with each other. People were begging
Bartering for what?
And none of that. There was an influencer who was talking about it, who said that I didn't really get free. They only comped my room. I didn't get free tickets. They gave me mileage tickets. And then she goes on to say people got to bond. People
Bond what?
Like, it wasn't so bad.
Listen, people bonded in a lot of places. This is not the first time people bonded. People bond in jail. You don't think Shalom Karabashka made friends?
So, Bruce, what's the allure about Pesach programs that turns into disasters like these?
Every single year.
First of all, I run a program. I run a program that's considered a good program. That's a reliable program. It's not perfect. Obviously, every year there's something, you can't control everything. It's like controlling the weather. People said you control everything but the weather. I can't control the weather. So when it rains, I don't know what to do with people. And that's one of the biggest challenges when you're running a program, is what do you do with weather? Every day you're praying for weather, and people look, I'm like, I check the weather like 10 times a day, because when it rains and you're in a hot weather climate, what is everybody doing? Plus, you have to go between buildings. These are regular things people deal with. I want to talk about these programs. First of all, I don't know much about Guatemala program. I will say, I'll say it politely. No, it's not about names. There was a program there. I picked up rooms off that program. People came to me because they didn't have where to go, and they were looking for places that were suitable. But, running a Pesach program is really difficult. I mean, I consider myself amongst the more skilled, seasoned people, and I still have trouble dealing with hotels. I still have trouble dealing with vendors. I still have trouble getting products.
And you're like 15 years in? How many years in?
16, 17. And I know my stuff. And I'm saying, like, no matter how well you think it through, it can always go wrong, and here's why. Trucks could flip over on the side of the highway. A hotel could have a power failure and you can't cook. You could get shut down by the fire marshal for something. Guests could be delayed because of flight accessibility. TSA this year made it really difficult.
Hold on 1 second. A guest being delayed is not your problem.
It's my problem if they paid and they don't get there and there's no food and they're stuck. It is.
If they're stuck halfway
we're not
across
getting
the world?
people. You have to take we tell everybody, take out travel insurance. Some listen, some don't. Some do, everybody wants to pay for it. It is the best money you could ever spend. If you're going to spend for a family of 4 to go to a program, 30, 40 grand to go away, and you're fighting over the last $400 or $500 just to have peace of mind, chas v'shalom, your flight's delayed, or chas v'shalom, somebody's sick and they can't travel, and you're like nickel and diming on that, it's silly, because it's not fair to the guys like me, because we usually only find out about those cancellations like 5 hours or a day before check-in, and we can't sell the rooms anymore. And then you're stuck at home, you can't make it, you're mad at everybody. Like when we go away on vacation, we always take out travel insurance. I never know what's gonna be. I could have family members could fall ill, we can't travel, could have a problem at work. Like,
does travel insurance cover like a failed Pesach program?
It could.
It could.
Depends on the terms, it could. If a program closes, it could.
If there's not enough wine, the travel insurance will cover that?
No.
Okay.
So
what will it cover that will avoid?
What do you mean? If a Passover program closes and you don't have where to go,
they
and
close,
the
they'll
hotel
cover
goes
it.
bankrupt, if you book to go to the Radisson Hotel on vacation in Mexico, and you show up there and the hotel's out of business, and you prepaid the whole thing, travel insurance will cover that.
Got you.
Bruce, the elephant in the room. Millions of dollars in deposits come to a program, and they say they're not opening for whatever lame excuse they give. And you call them and say, "Could you refund me my $42,000?" And they say, "Call your credit card company." That sounds like a
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't take credit cards. So if you don't take credit cards,
how could it be that the company could say, "Call your credit card company"? Why don't they refund if they don't open up?
They may not have the money.
Where's the money? Sounds like a Ponzi.
Hotel deposits, advertising, hiring staff, purchasing products, insurances, new equipment they had to buy. I know where the money goes. When COVID happened, I mean, those were the worst days of my life in business. Phones were blowing up. People were threatening lawsuits. Everybody wanted to kill me. And, you know, I didn't have any money. I was picking up cereal on the floor in my house, like having panic attacks that I couldn't buy cereal because I owed so much money to everybody. The hotel wasn't taking my calls because they were shut. They had already had about 80% of my money on deposit for their bill. Okay? I had already paid for advertising. I'd already paid some staff. I'd already paid for product that I had to book. I'd already bought new equipment for Pesach, which had to get ordered from wherever, China, silver, glassware, hot boxes, you name it.
That's when your beard went white?
No, my beard went white for other things, but not that. But, you know, you made a decision. And my contract says the program doesn't open, I give money back, which since then my lawyers changed the language. But not in a way that we're not giving money back, just like to protect for cause majeure, which is standard in every contract.
Cause majeure?
What does that mean?
Cause majeure, which means if there's like a World War III, everybody's free to their obligations.
Which could happen with Trump.
Well, because insurance companies have to protect themselves also. So that's where it comes from. Insurance companies and lawyers like that. But I didn't have a cause majeure clause. I had a clause that said I was giving all the money back. But I called my lawyer and I said, but I didn't say when. And then I wasn't the first, but I may have been the first program to return all the money at the time.
Where'd you get the money?
We didn't. We gave people what we had on deposits, which I had about 65% I was able to pay out. I kept about 5% for myself to live because I didn't have any income.
You didn't have a 9-to-5 job?
No, those years I didn't.
Oh.
And everybody was laid off anyways of everything in COVID. There was nothing to do. I mean, if you don't remember, it wasn't a good time. And I didn't have, I remember my lawyer said, keep a little bit just to make it through the year. But I didn't keep a lot. I just enough to pay my mortgage and buy groceries. And over the next 3 years, I said I would pay back the full 35% I owed everybody. So at the end of Pesach, we would send you a check. Or you could use it as a credit. And people who let me keep all the money, we gave them 105 cents on the dollar. Just because I needed revenue.
Just for being mentioned, they got paid 5% on their money.
Just for working with me, we gave 5% bonus for anybody who let me keep the money. But by I think about 2 years ago.
What percent of people let you keep it?
It was about 3 or 4 bookings who did. I mean, 3 or 4 bookings had been with me every year, and they knew that they were going to come whenever
10%?
they could come.
Do the numbers.
3 I don't know. It wasn't a lot of rooms. Probably
Gotcha.
8 to 10 rooms.
Gotcha.
But 3, we were trying to conserve money. Remember, I had legal fees now. I had to pay for storage now of equipment. I had food that I bought that just went in the garbage or we donated. I mean, who was buying it? I mean, I had paid for my full bakery at that point. Where was the bakery going? Nobody wanted it. So we paid everybody back. And I remember I called my friend Simon Auerbach at RAM at the time, and I said, what do? I don't have any money. And he says, if you can find a way to pay people back, you'll be golden in this business. People will always know you paid people back. No one's ever going to question you. They're not going to question your ehrlichkeit. They're not going to question whether you can be trusted. And that's what we did. And it was, years later, it was a very smart decision, but it was hard. The one other thing I did was I paid all my staff who'd worked for me up until that point. So anybody who'd worked for me on the program, but physically done work, we paid a proportional rate based on their work for their jobs, which was above and beyond. Because I said I'm going to open next year, I don't want to lose my employees, so if I don't give them something, first of all, they needed the money also. And second of all, once I'm borrowing against myself, like what's another whatever, just to have. So we paid some core people money. Not everybody. People who hadn't started their work yet did not get paid. But people who'd been planning and working with me for months were all paid.
What are the leading causes of these Pesach disasters? What do you say the top 3 or 5?
I think the issue in Morocco, which, I mean, I want to speak names. You don't want to. I don't know the name of the program. But I think the issue was Israel. Israel's really thrown everybody off. There's no labor. A lot of the good Pesach labor is serving in the IDF, so they can't come. A lot of containers come from Israel with everything from pastries to matzah to wine to meat, dairy for sure. Like, it's cheaper to get dairy from Israel than from other places, some of those products. They're coming from Israel. Containers, because of the war, aren't leaving as quickly. Stuff's not getting out. A lot of the skilled labor who works on these programs is stuck. So you don't always have the best staff. Some programs had to close because they just didn't have, forget gas, they didn't have workers. They couldn't get the people out of the country to go to a program. So it was really difficult to get people out to work in the programs. I mean, people don't understand how complex these programs are and how complicated they are. People always ask me, why do you charge so much? Why is it so expensive? I said, sit on my desk for a day on a Pesach program and see what goes on, and then you think I'm going to charge not enough.
What's the projected margin usually on a program? 10%?
Depends.
What's the good?
I spoke to some operators today who think they lost money, who ran close to sold out programs.
Why this year over other years? Why would they
Because there's
lose?
always surprises. You
Like?
don't know what's going to hit you. I was on the phone today with the hotel talking about my damage bill or my. I said, what's coming? I don't sleep. I said, what's coming? Don't worry, we're preparing it for you. I said, please, just tell me now. Give me a taste of what's coming. Because I'm not there now. So now it's my, I don't have any,
It's your word against their word.
Well, I mean, obviously, if I think that they're not being airlifted,
Do you do a video
I
before?
push.
You do a walk around?
We did a walkthrough. My staff
With
did a
the video?
walkthrough. Yeah, but things show up. I'm doing this a long time. So I always tell them the damage after I leave the building, I don't pay for. If you can't show it to me while I'm present, I won't pay for it.
So why are
Unless
they,
if you have a
are they
video.
preparing it now? They're telling you
Because they're
prepare-
getting invoices of third-party invoices of replacement costs. It takes time. I mean, and then I got a replacement cost bill today, and I was looking, and I'm like, this is high. They're like, yeah, we changed something for you, and this is what it cost. I said, listen, this particular plumbing supply you did for me was, I know I can buy this for a quarter of the price. Like, where are you buying things? I want to see the SKU, and I want the serial number of the product, and I promise I will pay for it. But show me the SKU. I'm not paying for a markup of somebody you bought. You didn't want to go and tell me what to buy. In my conscience, I can buy whatever. I'll buy you all the products. I'll ship it to the hotel, and you get it. And they're like, well, we don't have we hired a company. Okay, so you hired a company. So I'm not paying 4 times the price for stuff. Like, I'm happy to pay for something. I'm not asking you to go into pocket. But I mean, don't make me overpay. Caterers get hit all the time. We plan and plan and plan and plan, and then we still have surprises. Constantly.
Bruce, I have to ask you a question.
Meat, you can have surprises. Food can turn. Things can get left out. Ovens. You know, I employ just a cost. On my Pesach program, I employ an engineer. I pay an engineer a lot of money to be there to fix equipment. Someone's like, why do you pay an engineer? I said, if the oven breaks, just call a company. Get the hotel. The hotel's going to call a company to fix it. They don't fix it. I'm going to call a company to fix it. Pesach's tonight. So who's fixing the oven for dinner? Because I need it now. So we have an engineer in the hotel to fix equipment.
Sleeps there?
Yes.
He brings the guy.
I bring an engineer, a real engineer. Electricians, engineers, handymen, carpenters. I'm not playing games. You come to me for Pesach, we're equipped. I have bodies for everything. But I mean, it costs money. So when you go to a program and it's like $3,500 a couple, I mean, there's no engineer, there's no, you don't have the infrastructure. I mean, all the seasoned Pesach programs have been around for decades. They come with armies of people. We have Jason Greenfest, who works for me, who's really, really good at what he does, maybe the best. I mean, and I let him staff as he sees fit for these things. I mean, I think if you add in mashgichim, I have almost 250 employees, not including hotel staff. I mean, we rent out 2 hotels for staff to sleep, plus local Airbnbs. We fly them, we bus them, we drive them, and that's on top of temp agencies I hire to fill small jobs. On any given day, you could walk in the hotel, I could have over 300 employees working.
Bruce,
But you're paying, when you come to Bruce Backman, you're paying for that.
Bruce, the question is as follows.
Yeah.
There's so many.
So guys go into the business and they try to do a lot, and it's like anything in life. If you do it perfect and tight, you'll make a lot of money, you'll keep your costs down, everybody's happy. But as in everything in life, it's like hitting a hole in one in golf. It happens, just not very much.
Here's the question.
Yeah.
The customers open up the magazines and they see programs, and there's tons of great, reputable programs ran by guys you're going to sit next to in shul. I don't want to use names, but I'm going to use names. The place I go to every year, FFH.
Reputable, honorable,
There's
good
KMR.
people.
They're doing it for 20, 30 years.
100%.
There's who is there? There's Gateway. Who's Gateway? They're probably
Gateways
around.
those are established.
What do you call yourself?
Pesach and the set, but everyone knows me as Bruce.
So
Backman.
why do people take their wife, their mother-in-law, their father-in-law, their loved ones, their in-laws, their old
like I said,
The most unknown.
You're playing Russian roulette.
First of all, when you call a lot of programs, nobody goes. I don't believe there's an operator who goes into this. I don't want to say nobody. Maliciously to scam you. I just think people go into it sometimes not realizing what it entails.
Why does the customer fall for it?
A combination of price And then the big one, interesting hotel locations. If a guy gets a great hotel in a cool place, people are going to go for it. If a guy gets a program in an interesting venue, you're going to go to it. It's a guy who says, I really want to go on Safari, Africa, the jungle, the Amazon, Japan. Although the guy who does the program in Japan does a great job. I don't want to speak to him. There was a guy 2 years ago. So this guy's looking for interesting places. They don't want to go to Florida or Texas or Arizona or California or Mexico. They're like, this is my vacation. I've seen all these places. I want to go other places. So it tends to be that the problem programs are not the programs that are hidden around trouble, are places that are in difficult places.
1 second. So let me ask the question in reverse. Why don't the 10, 15 really good owner-operators, why don't they choose cooler locations?
Oh, I won't leave the United States for Pesach.
Ah.
You crazy?
So the top guys will not leave the United States?
Never. I won't leave. I will never go. I don't care how cheap it is. I'm not leaving. I'm not going to these countries.
Because?
I'm not equipped. Because to work in Mexico is really difficult.
Because of the cartels?
Because of the cartels, because of the corruption, because of the bribes that have to be given to get your food in space, I operate in the United States of America where I have U.S. law and American attorneys, and if I need something from New York, it doesn't have to go through customs, there's no tariffs, there's no duties. I call New York, it goes on a plane, it goes in a truck, I have access to products. I'm personally not running programs in these places. If people want to go there and listen, can you run a good program in Mexico today? Absolutely. Can you run a good program in the Caribbean today? Absolutely. Can you run a good program in Europe? Absolutely. But it's much safer to run a program. I'll give you an example, the Morocco program. They were short matzah, right? And wine. It didn't come, container didn't show up, allegedly, not allegedly. I don't know what the point is. It didn't show up, right? If I'm in New York and I don't have matzah, I'm calling a guy in New York City in Gourmet Glatt or Cold Save or Evergreen or Seasons or whatever you name it. I'm like, hey, I'll give a plug. Cold Save. I call Mendy Hertz. Mendy, who manages the store. I said, Mendy, I need matzah. I said, how much you have? He says, for you tell me what you need. I said, I need 500 pounds. I said, when are you getting it? I have a guy coming with a truck in an hour. Just load the truck. When will I get to me? The guy will tell me, it's not going to get to me, and then if it's not close enough, I call the guy in Houston. I call the guy in Dallas. I call the guy in Miami. I'll call the guy anywhere. I'll get product. If I'm short product, I will source product. Sourcing product in Mexico.
If you're in America, right.
Sure. Sourcing product in Mexico, not for me. Your container doesn't show up, you're done.
But you know what's funny? I went as a mashgiach in Mexico 20 years ago, and everything ran flawless.
It can, but there have been stories. There was a story many years ago with a program where the guy who picked up the things, he stole all the meat because someone got shot. I mean, these things happen.
No, what happened with a very fancy program.
I also won't work
and
with
he said he only had
waiters
an ear tag. He said he put an ear tag in the trailer, and because he had an ear tag, when they stole the truck, they were able to track it down, and they got it.
A lot. We put air tags in all of our deliveries these days, but that's only because we want to know where it is.
Right.
Want to know how far it is away, just to be safe. But you go in America, I'm short meat, I'm short fish, I can get it.
It's within reach.
It's within, everything's within a
Bruce, what's the target margin of a Pesach hotel? 10%? 15%?
What does that
I mean, there's some guys going
how
for
much
higher.
How much money you plan to
Depends
make?
on what the total gross is.
What's the target number?
Some guys could, there's guys who, if you have a guy who can have a group who could be trying to make 10 or 15% or 20%, and a guy who's making 3 makes more money. It depends on a lot of factors.
Gotcha.
What's the total volume? How many guests were there? What did you like? You could have a small percentage and a big profit, and you could have a big percentage and a small profit. It depends how big your program is.
Bruce, what are the indicators? What are the scary signals of a program? If you're looking at an advertisement journal, what should be the trigger alarm?
The first thing you need is to find out previous guests who've been to the program. You need a list. Don't just go online. Get names of guests who've been there, or do your own research.
It's like a shidduch. You need names and numbers.
You need to check. We have guests that we'll give out if you call us. Say, hey, I want to come to you for Pesach. Who's been to you? Who's been to you from my neighborhood? And then we'll ask the guest, you were at my program, can I give your name as a reference? Is it okay? Or if somebody asks me in passing, I'll say, hey, I know you're friends with him, he was by me. And I don't even call and ask. You say what you want to say. You don't like the program, be honest. I'm nothing. Isaac Greenwald told me years ago.
He's coming on the show soon, Bruce.
He is?
Yeah,
he's the
Bezrat
best.
Hashem.
So Isaac is the best. But Isaac told me years ago, he says, don't lie to the people. They're going to find out anyways. You're not going to be able to fool them for long, because eventually they're going to show up, and they're going to see whatever you're doing.
Don't lie. Give me an example. What would you say?
Don't lie to the people. People ask me, what's the crowd? This is the crowd. What kind of people are they? What do they do? Do they swim on Shabbos? They don't swim on Shabbos. How do they dress? We're very transparent. Mixed swimming, this swimming, what's the food? Where's the shchita? Who's this? Who's that? Just tell people the truth. If you're going to lie, you're going to get caught. If they don't come to you? A guy called me this year. He says, I want to go to you. I'm in Houston. I'm in Texas and Dallas doing business. It'll be good. I can come right to you right before Pesach. My wife will meet me. What's your situation with sneas and this? And I'm like,
Oh, boy.
he's like, and what do you do when these people don't dress well? And how do you handle them if they're not modest? I'm like, here's the number to another program. It's not for you. I'm not going to.
You don't care about sneas?
No, I'm
Or
saying
you're not the
I can't.
enforcer?
A person. We have blended families. I specialize in my. I have a client who's a repeat. He tells me this year, your program is made for young Israel parents with flip-out children. You're perfect because you're not modern, and you're not Lakewood or Haredi. You're just somewhere in the middle.
5 downs.
Yeah, five yeshivish they call it. I'm like
Five
right,
yeshivish.
I've right on the line, and you know on Shabbos and Yom Tiv I don't have pool rules, but nobody swims. Maybe 3 people out of 1,000, because it's not the avir. We're running a from food.
I hear in
schedule.
Orlando a lot of people are in the pool on Shabbos.
I'm sure by us.
I'm just.
And by the way, you have families that are blended where
They
you have
rented a pool with the mikveh.
I don't know, all these
They go to
Orlando.
who comes to me? Mom is young Israel, dad is young Israel, grandma's from the Altaheim, she's just coming, she's there, and then you have one kid who's Haredi, one daughter who's not from, I mean, it's blended.
Typical.
These are, what do you mean? A Pesach
Bruce,
Seder,
when
the four sons. You should make a Pesach program that the 4 sons can be welcome at. Even the Rosh should have a seat at the table. And the one who can't ask a question, and the Rebbe always says, and the 5th one who's not there. Everybody should have a space. I've built a structure in my program which caters to that. If you're on a very Haredi program, I'm probably not for you. And if you're looking for a really modern program where you can wear swimsuits to the ballroom on Yom Tov lunch, it's probably also not for you.
Are you going to say anything? What would you do with someone?
No, it's just you won't feel comfortable.
It wouldn't
So
happen.
people instinctively know the program and they follow it.
I tell everybody when they call and ask a question, I tell them the same thing. On Yom Tov, there's breakfast. Then there's davening, 4 minyanim. Then there's a kiddush. Then there's a break with a lecture, a speech. Then there's lunch. By the time it's 3:30, who has time to go to the pool? It's late. So if you're going to follow my schedule, it's 3:30 in the afternoon by the time you get out of lunch. So who's going to the pool?
Out of your 1,200 guests, how many people are
1080. Yeah.
1080? How many people of the 1080 are paying the bill for everyone else? Would you
There's
say
a lot of babis and zaidis, a lot of wealthy kids, and then there's a lot of families where it's potluck and everybody pays for their piece.
So, out of the 1080, what would you say? What percent of people are paying for the 1080? 10% are paying for the 90.
No, it's
20 for the 80.
It's probably 25, 30.
25-30% is paying for the 70%.
Yeah, but a lot of families split.
There's a myth out there that it's a few people.
If you go with a large extended family, you know, sometimes everybody pays their way. It depends.
Do you have any cool drama stories from these rich people in your hotel? Funny
No,
ones?
not really rich drama stories.
Yeah, we want some drama clickbait for our Instagram.
No, clickbait of drama. I've had drama stories over the years. I just don't
Anything
like the
fun?
really.
You don't want to talk about it?
There's always drama.
Here-
You remember, like,
Was there any chargebacks this already?
By me?
Yeah.
he doesn't
For
take
me,
credit
no.
card.
Oh, they don't take credit cards. So how do you pay?
Check, wire,
You
Is
don't
it all-
take a credit card?
refuse.
Most programs take a credit card.
Most programs are very doing whatever they want to do. That's
Again,
their choice.
check, write a check, or a bank wire, cash.
I'm good for it.
You take payment plans?
But pre or post, or
Post.
just never.
Never.
Every time I do that, I never get paid. The second the program's over, good luck collecting.
Bruce, what was the most you ever got stiffed from a guest not paying?
15, 20,000?
50, still try to collect it, or you know?
I mean, it depends. You get stiffed sometimes.
Actually, we're going to read a little bit.
Yeah, after much requests for our show should have a Dvar Torah, we want to thank Kahas, Publication Society.
Did I
By the way,
have
it's good to do this now because Pirkei Avos is now.
Perfect.
The Jewish custom around the entire world, the Chol Tfutzis Israel, is that you learn Pirkei Avos. Pirkei Avos is the Maseches Avos and Mishnah. It's 6 prakim, and people learn it between Pesach and Shavuos. And
Chabad
Chabad does it
Rosh Hashanah.
all the way till Rosh Hashanah. And the days are very long, and people, stay out of trouble. They learn Mishnayos Shabbos afternoon. So our favorite Kahas Publication Society,
Is it our favorite or because
Kahat.com, they printed a gorgeous, huge Haggadah. If you put in Clappy, CLAPPY, you get 15% off.
Wow.
But on top of that, it's only like $40 or $45.
much
I
Mishnah-
own it. It's very nice.
Which Mishnah are we doing?
Does it feel like leather? It feels like a leather.
Leather.
It
What's it
feels
called?
really, it's a good material.
No, I own it. It's great.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Haggadah.
It's very, very. It's
Where's
not
the
Haggadah,
Avos?
it's Pirkei Avos.
It's Pirkei Avos. We advertised the Haggadah for
Yeah.
many weeks. It was selling, it was flying off the shelf. So we're talking about not judging anybody. Al tadin es chavercha ad shetegiel
Hold on, you
l'kebed.
just judged all these Pesach
No, we're not.
programs.
We have to let people
I'm
know
not
what's going
judging
on.
them. I think they just.
How apropos.
Give you an example. They bring a beautiful, beautiful story here. Menashe's defense. The first editor of the Babylonian Talmud, Rav Ashi, once asked the idolatrous King Menashe in a dream, how was it possible to serve idols despite his greatness in Torah? Menashe replied, if you had lived in that generation when the inclination towards idolatry was incredibly intense, you would have lifted the hem of your cloak so as not to be hindered from pursuing to serve idols. You would have ran chas v'shalom. So this is a Gemara in Sanhedrin, cited by Knesset Yisrael,
That you
etc.,
cannot
etc.
judge.
You cannot judge people. It's so important never to judge people. Kahas Publication Society, we have beautiful, beautiful svarim, and you
Check
go
it
on
out.
their website, you get 15% off, mentioned in Clappy.
And the plan is to read a little section of it.
Yeah. It's our Torah every week. We also have the Eshes Chayil book. We're going to honor the code. We have tidbits of Hasidic bites.
Correct.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. We really, really appreciate Kahas Publication Society for sponsoring our beautiful Dvar Torah. Bruce.
You asked me a question about disasters. My second year when I did my program, I got a call from my chef, then the big celebrity, Shirley Subar. He was in a hotel in
From
Cape
a
Cod.
baita, one of our favorites.
From many things. A big celebrity today. Shirley called me. I was about to leave to go to the hotel. He told me the hotel didn't have workers. We'd contracted staff to cook. I said, we don't have workers. I said, Bruce, I'm not going to get the food out. I remember sitting in the car. I just picked up a Sefer Torah in Manhattan that I was borrowing. I was sitting in the car. I was doing this. That was my second year. And he said, you have no workers. I said, I'm trying to make it. I can't make it. I am me and 5 porters. I'm not going to be able to push this out. I said, what do you mean they don't have it? I called the hotel. I said, where's the workers? It was excuses. I think that night, I called Greenwald. So what do? We found chefs in the middle of the night. We ran a van in the middle of the night, literally picked them up at their
Where
house.
was the hotel?
In Cape Cod. We found guys, we sent them. My point is that the riskiest parts of this business is when you depend on anybody other than your inner circle to do things. And so many programs depend heavily on hotels. And I try not to. I bring all my waiters from New York. I bring all my chefs and cooks from New York. A tremendous, tremendous cost. I don't trust anyone to knock out my program. I want people that I know, that I have experience with, and that I trust. A lot of guys go into this business, and I meet them, and they show me their contracts, and they always say the same thing. Hotel to provide culinary labor and wait staff and bartenders and beautiful linens and everything. And the hotels don't have a clue what's coming. And the guy thinks, what do you mean? I have a contract. I said, a contract's not going to help you when the guests show up at the hotel if there's no workers. So either you make a decision right now. You're going to run, so when you run a program, now, guys who work with hotels year over year, they come with a team. They have captains to supervise the waiters. They have chefs in addition to their chefs. They supplement. Me, I'm not skilled enough. I don't want their people.
In the non-Jewish world,
I'll only hire them to do 3 jobs.
Bartending,
Clean rooms, move chairs, bartenders. Bartenders because they have to handle liquor in most states. Clean rooms, and then move around chairs and to get me stuff. And then basic hotel engineering. After that,
No, you bring your own engineer. You don't even
no, but
you
I'm
don't
saying
even trust them. for
hotel
that.
engineering, Mike. If your
Electric.
toilet gets backed up in your guest room, I'm not bringing that guy.
Right.
Like that's not my guy. So when I walk into my program, so long as the hotel doesn't get in my way too much, I'm good. That doesn't mean this year I had a problem. There's a problem with the kitchen. The kitchen didn't work. Couldn't get this. Couldn't get that. I went down 9 times. There was panic mode.
You went down to the hotel 9 times before
because
Pesach?
the kitchen was dysfunctional. The kitchen we had contracted to work was not fixable.
That's taking over your whole life. You have another job besides this.
I built a tent kitchen with every piece of equipment, with flooring and fans. I spent I did what I had to do. So when people are always like, they don't understand. Once you take someone's money, you have to execute this program. You're on the hook. It's not enough to tell somebody the hotel screwed me or their workers didn't come. You're the contact. It's on you. Now, there are jobs the hotel's supposed to do. Like if someone says, I don't like the soap in the bathrooms. There's nothing I can do about
They
it.
could order on Amazon, get it the next day.
Order on Amazon. You don't like it, I'll get you soft soap. Whatever you want. I'm saying you want, finesse or something fancy. I don't know. But I'm saying,
by the way,
once you walk into my ballroom, I'm in charge. I run everything. I have all my people, all my porters, all my waiters, all my cooks, all my chefs, all my front of house.
Bruce, you didn't have the sushi guy this year, did you?
He couldn't come for reasons,
Oh
but
my
we
God.
got a
Bruce,
new
that's-
sushi guy
oh
who was
my
also
gosh.
very good. I miss Matthew.
Okay.
No, but we speak every day. I speak to him all the time.
I saw him some Inglewood. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, but I'm
Bruce,
saying when you go to a program,
Betrayal right there.
like your program you go to, Levy, he brings his whole army from New York.
Hundreds of people.
He brings his people.
I introduced the waiters the last day of Pesach. I took a cup with a glass cup with a spoon, bang, bang, get the 1,000 people dining room to be quiet.
David Sharf used
And
to do
we did a walk around of all the staff, and everybody stood up and gave them a standing ovation.
That's nice.
It lasted like 4 minutes. It was like we'd see us with Troy, and people just walking and walking and
I
walking.
mean, there's hundreds of people.
But you don't do the celebration in numbers.
No.
Maybe you should. David Travis used to do
I
a
hate to
KMR.
tell you,
Yeah.
I don't think I have 5 minutes to bring them all in the room.
Let me ask you
They're
something.
busy. Everybody has what to
Based
do.
on everything you said in the last 45 minutes, here's my question.
Yeah.
When you want to go to medical school, if you want to become a doctor, there's medical school. A lawyer, they have to go to law school. Anything you need, even an esthetician to give, I don't know, anything you need a major licensing today to serve alcohol. Why do people think they could take 1,000 people's lives and Yiddishkeit, because you're going for matzah and wine, whatever, and open up a whole program?
Because-
They should have to go get shimush from you. They should have to get training.
Shimush, they don't have to get from me. There's a lot of guys in this business who are doing it 20, 30 years, double I am. Guys who are reliable. And there's a lot of young guys who go into it.
No, who gives
are
them the
also
chutzpah? Who gives them the
reliable.
right to do it? They obviously don't
What do
know
you
what they're
mean?
doing.
It's a free country. They did
What is
it.
a free country? They're stealing people's money and
They're
ruining their
not-
yomtiv.
They don't go into it to steal.
Okay, but they
just
don't know
get
what they're
caught.
doing.
It's allure. It's allure. It's very alluring.
It's what do you mean? It's prestigious. Because, oh, wow, you run a Pesach program. I mean, I don't think it's prestigious. But, I mean, it's prestigious to some people. People think it's fast money. Like, you're going to get rich. I mean, it's like restaurant business. Everybody thinks their restaurant's going to have 3 Michelin stars. I mean, it just doesn't work like that. Even my program, we're constantly out of pocket and over budget. Constantly. So we charge what we charge to pad that. I need a padding. If I'm running on I have a tremendous respect for what FFH does. Because he's a more affordable program, and he puts out a quality product, and he's able to give a good product, and he still has a bit of a padding to protect himself.
Amazing Pesach. I had an amazing,
Correct.
amazing
Levy's
Pesach.
food is good. The
Shlomi and
programming is
Allison
good.
and Levy and his Rebbitzin, everybody
I mean,
there.
I know Levy, but Levy's a real caterer who knows how to execute really good work. And he's not going to play games with this stuff. But I'm saying a guy's like, the guy who tells you I'm using the hotel chefs for everything, that's
Stay
my
away.
first
Red
fear.
flag.
None of the reputable guys who've been around a long time do that. Nobody does it. Like Svika in Mexico is a great program, right? World
he the most
class.
expensive?
One of them, but I mean,
Who's the most expensive
he runs
today?
an awesome program.
Bruce, who's the most expensive today?
There's a couple. I'm not going to say who.
Okay.
There's a couple.
Gotcha.
I think the ski program is really expensive because it's very elite.
It's
and
called the
only-
ski program?
There's
No names.
no names. I'm saying there's a very high-end ski program that's super exclusive because the hotel's really luxurious. They only have so many guests they take.
Do they tell people not to ski until after Mincha or something? How does it work?
No, I'm saying if you want to go to a ski program, I mean, there's not a lot of options.
They don't have to get tempted by the pool.
I don't mind saying their names. They run good
No,
programs.
no. Before you said that people don't have to swim because they're busy on Yom Tov. I'm saying, how do they stop them from skiing? I'm saying,
On Yom Tov, they relax by the fireplace, they eat, they listen to lectures, and then on
Nature.
Chol Hamoed, they ski.
very nice, yeah.
I'm saying, but then there's like a Syrian program that's really expensive, that's super exclusive.
Cabo.
No, the Cabo one, the one that the Magen David program, that's very, very exclusive.
Who, that guy told us he's going, no? The Nakash? He said he's going
But I'm
there?
saying you have to build in the buffers. When the truck breaks, the fridge stops working.
Bruce, how much money could you make? Could you make $500,000?
Yeah, I mean,
700?
there's guys that
700,
if
a
you
million?
get someone told me once when there was the Zika virus, and nobody could go to Florida.
Yeah.
And if you can get a program in Arizona or California in those days,
You were killing it.
oh my God, the money, people were paying crazy.
So what can you make if
Crazy.
you do it well, Bruce? $1 million?
There are programs, I think, who are making much more than that.
More? 2 million?
Not myself.
2
but
million?
There are guys who could.
2 million?
I don't know. I think that would be really tough.
1.5.
I don't know. You're asking other programs.
Yeah,
My
I'm
margins
just
are tighter.
Guesstimate. I'm just guessing.
My margins are tighter because I don't want to charge as much as the top guys, and I want to give a lot. Like my program was built on food. I'm a food program. You come to me, it's premium everything. Premium wine, premium meat, even premium matzah. I buy the super thin one. I buy the super thin matzah for the seders. I'm saying everything we're buying is premium. Even the salmon. I was talking today to one of your clients, Roskin's Fish. And I buy a lot of products from Roskin's, and I'm very happy with his herring. And this year I bought gefilte fish from him, and I buy tuna from him. And I bought other specialty items I get from him too. And I love dealing with them. You know, I'm happy to plug them because I see their herrings on the table. So we're a good customer of his. But like he was talking to me, but fish I don't buy from him. Fish I buy local under Ashgacha. I get fish daily.
From
I
the
like
market.
to get fish as much fresh as I can. No, under Ashgacha. We work with a certain company that works with the ORB.
He's saying the frozen, the gefilte fish he gets in the herrings, I'm asking, but the local.
And I
like,
get some other stuff
Right, but
too.
the like salmon you get fresh daily. Okay.
Not just salmon, sea bass, striped
Right.
bass, bronzino,
Right.
you name it.
Yeah.
We get that more fresh. Not daily, because you can't get on Yom Tif.
But much like
before Yom Tif, after Yom Tif, Cholamoid, we're getting stuff.
cool.
And we
Produce.
were talking about it. He was talking about salmon. So he's like, what kind of salmon do you buy? He says, oh, this year I bought Faroe Island across the board.
Faroe Island. What
It's
is
very
that?
fancy.
Oh yeah.
He says, across the board? Most people just buy it for sushi. I said, everything was Faroe. He says, why? I said, I determined that I didn't want to have two types of salmon, something cheaper, something more expensive. This way I could use it as needed and gendik. I want a better fish. But I know that Faroe Island is a much better product. Like, it's way better.
How much more is it than regular salmon?
Oh, at least 30%, 40%.
Wow.
So I go to the fish store and ask them for Faroe Islands, better salmon.
I even buy French butter. I like the way it cooks. I like
But
because it
not
doesn't
wild.
have
Not
water.
wild.
There's no water in the butter when you're cooking.
No
it's
wild-
pure.
no wild. You don't
I
buy
like
wild
I like
salmon.
milled butter. I'm stupid. But all the caterers think I'm an idiot. They think he's Meshuggah. What's he buying all this
Bruce,
crazy
what about
stuff?
wild salmon? You buy wild salmon?
No, wild salmon we don't buy. That's like I mean I'm giving you a BMW. I mean a Maybach you're not getting from me. I mean it's too much.
Would
I mean
you-
is it within reason? I'm not going to start buying wild salmon at $30 a pound.
Is wild salmon taste better or just healthier?
It's healthier. It's better for you. Some people. I like the Faroe Island taste. I like Scottish. I like Scottish, Faroe, Norwegian, but Faroe's just not like a quarter notch above. Like if you go to a if you're a restaurant in New York and you have Faroe, you'll write it on the menu. Like Sruli, when they used to have on Abaita, they would write Faroe Island salmon on the menu. Like they'll say Faroe Island.
So if you go to a
because
regular
it's a kosher
store. Oh,
thing.
so how many different salmons are there? Levels? You said like
There's
5?
tons.
10?
There's tons.
We're talking about farm raised and an ocean
It's
raised.
all
Carl Roskins, he has everything.
No,
They're
what
all
I'm saying is the
farm-raised.
regular.
He can do
they're all
everything.
farm
They're
raised?
all farm raised
So there's
besides
more.
wild.
So farm raised, there's more mercury than.
Better than far. The best taste is king salmon, but that's.
But everything you're
expensive.
discussing is still farm
Farm,
raised.
yeah, everything's farm.
To a certain degree, depends from where. Some
Yeah.
farms are better than others, but yeah. I've never been to these.
What's the
places.
story with the mercury in the farm raised versus the?
I don't know. Speak to Roskin's Fish.
Yeah.
I don't know these things. Yossi Roskin.
7-8 months ago, 7-8 months ago, when you came on, we were discussing the election then.
Yeah.
And there was a guy running for mayor, Zoran Mamdani, and one of the things he made a campaign promise was that there's going to be free transportation. He always say free buses,
Free buses, not free subway.
Yeah,
He said
sure.
Not
free-
buses were never part. Only
Never-
bus. It was
only
always the
buses,
buses.
yeah, only buses.
Free buses. So what are we in January, February, March? We're now in the beginning, middle of April.
Past his honeymoon.
I told you
And
this
he, wait,
then.
I got to finish. He said, no, I didn't know. He promised. He now said you could forget about free buses in 2026, which is like the whole year is still available. It's not going to happen. Basically, it's probably never going to happen. My question is, why am I the only one on social media talking about it? Why aren't there riots in the streets saying, where's our free bus?
I told you the reason. Nobody's been paying for the buses. The Wall Street Journal had a story. 40-50% of people don't pay for the bus. I never understood the whole thing. People who don't pay for the bus don't pay for the bus.
But
Have you been on a bus recently?
No,
in
but
New
we
York
went
City?
by the B43 yesterday, and
You
it
saw
says,
somebody
it says
get in trouble for not
fare
paying?
required. You must pay.
Yeah, it's like a suggestion. It's a
Suggested
suggestion.
donation.
It's a
I
suggested
see
donation
people
to
on
the
that corner.
MTA.
People on that corner, they're waiting online. They put their thing. They stick it
Some
in.
people do, many people don't. If you go in the back doors in Manhattan, you don't. No, I see people.
But
not
why did
paying
he?
all day long.
Why did he quit? He said that he's going to do it. Now
He's running
may
out of
quit.
money.
Running out of money from where?
The problem with socialists is that they don't know what to do when they run out of other people's money. The whole socialist agenda is premised on taking other people's money to do things for other people. I'm not saying you shouldn't have cheaper buses for people who can't afford it, and food should be discounted for the poor and the people who really need help. But I mean, at some point, it's not sustainable. New York City is way too expensive to live. They keep on blaming all the wrong people. Taxes are too high, regulations are too high, everything is too expensive, and then everybody complains about why it's so much. And they always keep on blaming like Bill Ackman and hedge fund guys. They're to blame for stuff, but they're not to blame for everything, and they're not to blame for this. Give you an example. You build a house in New York. In New York City, it's true, it's better. You have to have brass piping.
Brass piping?
Brass piping when you do renovations on a home, on a building.
Instead of PVC?
Correct. You cannot have PVC.
PVC is not good?
It's not legal in New York.
Is it bad? Why would they ban it? Is it not? I don't know anything about construction.
Brass is better. Water's cleaner. There's perks to it.
So then maybe it should be that way.
But it brings up the cost of everything. New York City is a very expensive place to build. It's a very expensive. Look at the maintenance on apartments in New York City. What the cost to maintain an apartment between salaries and unions and the number of labor and. We've made New York City very expensive. It is a very expensive place. And it's not about the $3 on the bus. And it's not about now you pay money. If you live on 33rd Street and you want to go visit your grandparents, or your grandparents want to visit, you live on 92nd and you live downtown, you have to pay $9 every time you go drive to pick them up.
Congestion toll?
What city in America has a congestion toll?
London.
Who made this up?
Oh, just London.
What?
London has it.
Well, again, proof in point. In America, we're Americans. We're not Europeans. Who needs this? To save traffic? And now they want to make the speed limit 20 miles an hour.
I'm already crawling at 25.
You're already crawling at 25. There's cameras on every corner giving you tickets. By the way, when I get a ticket, it's always at 36. I'm never getting a ticket at like 55. So I'm not driving fast. And for many years in New York, you could drive at 30, 35. They say they're saving lives. It may be true. But if they really wanted to save lives, get rid of the bike lanes. Who needs these bikes everywhere? I mean, honestly, they're taking up space. The bike riders do not follow any rules. They're probably running over more people than the cars.
Definitely.
They're everywhere. They're taking up parking spaces. They're making it more expensive to drive around the city. Sometimes there's no one in them. I mean, you're making a city impossible to live in for regular people. You know, I had a meeting years ago with about bags. It was at the Manhattan Institute, and I was working for Paul Massey when I ran for mayor. So they invited us to talk about New York City issues relating to consumer issues. And the big issue at the meeting, and these were allegedly conservatives in New York, was plastic bags.
Are they illegal now?
They're illegal in New York. You cannot have plastic bags in New York, except if you're buying clothes.
Or,
then all of a sudden they're allowed.
Or pharmaceuticals.
Okay. Pharmaceuticals or clothes, but anything else, you're not allowed plastic bags. Fine. So they
Which
said
is
they
great
don't.
when the delivery comes and it's raining, your bag.
So I'm sitting around a table with a
Disintegrates.
classic New York City group of people. All old, young, single, unmarried, couples, one kid, no kids, you name it. One guy's yelling at me that the plastic bags end up in the garbage, they're in the trees.
No, they're in the water, they choke
they're
fish.
In the water, they choke fish, the whole thing. I says to me, why don't you just get a canvas bag and carry your stuff? He shows me his canvas bag he goes every day to the market with. He's like 50 years old. I'm like, are you married? No. Do you have kids? No. I said, I have 4 children. My friends live in Crown Heights, they live in Borough Park, they live in the city, they have 3, 4, 5 kids.
They have 10,
You
15
can't
kids.
fit a day's worth of groceries in that bag. When it rains, that bag gets wet. The food gets wet. It gets spoiled. It gets rotted. Because if I'm not putting plastic on the food, I need to at least on the bag. I need to have plastic on the bread, on the tomatoes, on the dairy products, on the cheese. Everything needs to be in
Oh,
plastic.
the bag falls apart when it's raining.
And then it falls apart, like the straws. These stupid straws.
Paper straws.
This is like stupid policies. And New York City is crawling with stupid policies. So then people wake up one day and they're like, hey, how come New York City is so expensive? Oh, we need free buses and subsidized grocery stores. No, just stop making this place so difficult to live and to function every day. It's just difficult, and it's the most amazing place in the world. There is nothing like New York City. It is the most awesome place ever created, probably since the times of Rome. Okay, it's amazing. It's diverse, it's interesting, it's sophisticated, it has culture, it has architecture. It's surrounded by water on all sides. The weather in the summer and the weather in the winter, but overall, it's an awesome place. It's the most vibrant, exciting place on the face of the earth. And you have crazy people making crazy policies, and then you elect a crazy mayor who's going to do more crazy ideas. We don't need a 20-mile per hour speed limit in New York.
1 second.
We just don't need
the
this.
grocery store thing is happening, I'm hearing.
And it's dumb.
What is the story with the grocery
What's going to
stores?
happen with
What's
the
story?
Yemenite bodegas and the Korean delis and the small grocery stores? Like, who are you trying to help?
What is it? What is going on with what is it? I'm not sure up to date. What's the story with the grocery
It's
stores?
just communism run amok. The people who come up with these ideas, like the bag people, don't live in the real world. The guy with the canvas bag who lives alone in a studio in 55th and 9th Avenue, okay? He's a nice guy, but he's not living in a practical place where most people are who have families and have to buy more than groceries they can carry. And they need it delivered in boxes. And they need their car to go do grocery shopping at Costco because they can't take it all in a cab with 4 screaming or 5 screaming kids. They're just not practical. New York City's an awesome place, but it would be good if we had a mayor or people who running the place who tried to make a city that was in keeping what is needed for families. Because cities that don't have children don't have a future, okay? If you want New York to have a future, it needs to have children and families with children. And they should be your top priority. And the policies we make in New York, many of them today, are not conducive to family life. They're just not. Why do people move to Muncie, Pomona, Lakewood, space, grass, true? Also the ability to pull up your car to a grocery store, wheel a supermarket cart in, and then go to your house and not circle parking for 30 minutes looking for somewhere to park. With 5 screaming kids and cold weather and rain. The beauty and luxury of pulling up to your house and opening your trunk and taking all your food inside. Obviously, Manhattan's not suitable to that. But the outer boroughs, they make it difficult also with the street cleaning and the this. And they don't even clean the streets well.
They never do anything with those trucks. They just move the garbage around.
They move the garbage around, and the snow. Like, New Yorkers have a lot of problems with the way the city's run. And it's a complex place to run. After the United States, probably the most difficult thing to run in the country. After running like the US government. But it would be good if we had people who actually had an interest in running it properly and saying, how can we streamline this city? How can we, Michael Bloomberg, well, I didn't agree with him on everything, he thought like this. Giuliani in his infancy thought like this. De Blasio, I'm going to use this to learn out that. He's an idiot, okay? He was just an idiot. And now you have this guy coming in with all these ideas he read about in books, like the guy with the canvas bag, but they're not practical. And you're going to see that this store, New York, they're going to open up one grocery store for 2 million people in Brooklyn. It's 2 million people live in Queens, okay? So 2 million people every day are going to go to the subsidized grocery store. Is that really practical? Is it really a practical solution?
What does that mean, subsidized? It's free?
I don't know what it is. It's a stupid idea. It's just dumb. It's going to turn into like and what, we don't have food pantries in New York? Like, if you're poor in New York City, there aren't food pantries today? We don't have social services to help people? Like, who are we trying to hurt? The small business owner who has to be open 24 hours a day because it's a city that never shuts? The Yemeni guy, right? You go to his store, the Korean deli. He's open 24 hours a day. So he can't compete with Costco. But Costco isn't open 24 hours a day and doesn't have the same turnover. And it's just, he's charging more because he has to charge more to keep the lights on and pay his bills. These guys aren't coming to work in Mercedes and Bentleys. They don't have second homes in the Hamptons. Like, who are you trying to help or hurt? You're mad that he's expensive? Yeah, well, he's open 24 hours a day. And if you want to buy, corn and get a sandwich at 3 a.m., you're going to pay a premium for it, right? Like, you're going to pay more if you go to a supermarket that's open late.
Bruce, you running for office?
No, I'm not.
Why
But
not?
you should have people who have a brain.
Why don't you run for office?
Because I don't ruin your life, ruins your kids. They go after you. Look at this guy now. I mean, I don't have a sex scandal like this, thank God.
2 of them going on at the same time.
2 big ones.
But maybe they were really guilty.
People who seek politics and seek the accolades, most of them have a yearning. It's like Hollywood for ugly people. Like, they really want to be famous. So you go into it. I mean, it's
Bruce,
just...
do you want to be famous?
No, you're saying these
I
guys
don't.
might be
Coffee,
innocent?
people always ask me all the time, do you want to be famous? Do you want to be famous, Coffee?
I just go about my business. Whatever happens,
So
happens.
you're not looking to be famous?
No, never.
I'm not looking to be famous.
No?
I love to talk about what I think.
Yeah.
And because I think I have good ideas sometimes, and I think I have what to offer. But I'm not looking for fame or fortune.
Hold on 1 second. The 2 guys that stepped down from politics with these big scandals,
Yeah.
you think they're innocent?
No, they're not innocent at all. But I'm saying this is the element of people that are usually attracted to run for
Oh,
office.
you're saying these are the types of... okay.
Package deal.
A
package
regular
deal.
person who cares about his kids and his family and day to day, he's not... It's just not...
Bruce, top
Why,
three.
Obama never had these stories.
Yes, he did.
He did?
Sure.
I know Clinton and Trump. Obama,
all
I thought
do.
was like a
They
nice
all-
family guy.
Yeah,
George Bush
they
didn't
all-
have these
they all
problems.
do.
George Bush?
Which one?
Just the younger one.
I mean, he had a problem with cocaine when he was
With
younger.
alcohol, a few DVD,
Whatever, but
DUI.
then you go on
No, but he was a
display.
family. He was married 60 years.
Politics doesn't bring out.
He
the
wasn't
best
running
in-
around with women.
I hope not.
I'm saying there's some moral, good characters. I'm saying.
There are moral people, but it's very hard for moral people to go into politics because it's a dirty place.
Because you're in the news industry and you know a lot about the world,
Mm-hmm.
this war in Iran with America, I thought it was going to be 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's going on for 6
I'm
weeks
not
already.
I have major concerns about this war. I know everybody's very
The whole
excited
world is
about-
talking about it 24 hours a day. What do you know about this?
What do I know? I haven't followed it as carefully as I was because I was working Pesach. But as I've been following it,
But wasn't it supposed to be 24 hours?
according to who?
According to Trump.
I'm going to say controversial things. I'm not enamored with this war. I want the Ayatollah gone. I want Iran to have a new government. I want there to
Oh,
be
the
peace in
Ayatollah's
the
gone. He's
They have a new
six,
Ayatollah.
He's fixed 6 feet
Middle East.
under.
They'll always get new Ayatollahs. I'm going to say something most people don't realize. There was 35,000 people that got killed when the protest started.
Is that the real number?
What?
Is that the real number?
Well, allegedly, that's what we report in the Western media. I think our
Could be
Western-
higher, could be lower.
Let's say it's 30 or 35.
Okay.
Who do you think the Iranians killed? I'm asking you. You're smart.
People in the
guys.
streets. I don't
Who?
know. Random people.
No.
No?
They killed the people that were capable of taking over the government if the U.S. came in. So who's going to run the country when you overthrow the Ayatollah? Who's in charge?
The bad guys.
Nobody. Where's the leadership? I mean, I want no Ayatollah. I don't like Iran. I don't like the Ayatollahs. I don't like the way they do things. I think they're funders of. I know they're funders of terrorism all over the Middle East and Israel and against Israel and other places. But I mean, who's going to lead the place? Iran is. Trump went into Venezuela, and he got rid of Maduro, put him in jail, and then was a master class in diplomacy and statesmanship. Minimal casualties, minimal loss, minimal everything.
Zero
Oil,
loss.
it
What,
was
minimal,
No,
zero.
I think somebody was
An American was killed?
not an American, but people died.
Oh,
People
okay.
died.
Okay.
I mean, it was minimal.
And who took over? What's happened? What's the status now?
He had an arrangement already in the works with the number
His
two.
vice president.
Correct. So she realized he's out. They have to deal with the Americans.
So
he
she's
goes out.
behaving.
It's not behaving. It was a master class in a takeover. Now the U.S. never took over Venezuela. No boots on the ground. Now they're an ally. We're buying oil from them. It's unbelievable. So everybody's like, it's kind of like you go play golf. You hit one good shot. You're like, I'm a home run guy. I'm gonna shoot -10 on the back nine. I'm a superstar. Eagle this, birdie that, hole in one here.
I have no idea what you just said.
My point is in golf,
Well. They're doing well on the course.
they're doing well.
Yeah.
They hit a home run with Venezuela.
I don't know the golf course.
They
Go
hit
on.
a
Yeah.
grand slam.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
perfect. Let's go to Iran. It started off good. And now everybody's like, Now there are people who say it's still going to end well. The U.S. accomplished their goals. The Israelis accomplished their goals. They weakened the nuclear arsenal. They got rid of a lot of the leadership. But Iran is a very complex country to take over. I want new leadership in Iran. I want them to be successful. I just think that it was oversold to a lot of people. And I think people expected that it was going to be done like Venezuela in a day. And I don't think that was ever really
So it
true.
was-
And I think people knew better. And I think that to sell the product, like some Pesach programs, to tie it all together, they made it sound like, they did a good program 3 years ago for 200 people in their backyard. So now they're ready to take 1,200 in a foreign country where they don't know anybody. Iran is a very, very complex
Could it
country.
be it's a big mistake?
Yes.
Is it good? It might end well, might not end well.
The Israelis don't think it's a big mistake because they accomplished a lot of their goals. There's a lot of American people in government don't think it's a big mistake because they did accomplish a lot of goals. But I think getting out is not as easy as people think it is.
Could this turn into another Iraq and Afghanistan?
Sure.
I mean, we start losing soldiers all day.
Trump doesn't want that. So right now he's looking for an off-ramp to get out. But the Israeli goals and the Iranian goals are not the same. They meet, they're working together because they have the same enemy, but their goals are different.
In 20 years from now, or in 5 years from now, are we going to be back where we started, where they're going nuclear again, and we have to go in again and start this whole mess and lose soldiers and
Sure, there may be other countries that go nuclear now because they think they're in danger.
Mike?
Well, why we don't do this to North Korea? They have nuclear weapons, so we don't bother with them. Many countries will say the only protection they have is nuclear weapons. I mean, there's a lot more to this.
Hold on, I'm getting hungry. We have a new corporate sponsor on board the Clappy and Frank show, Keizer Foods Flat Cracks. Now, the problem we have now is that a lot of the crackers that people have at Shul Kedushim and throughout their home, you just can't get enough food on the cracker.
And they fall apart.
What are they made of?
They're made here in Brooklyn. They're made in
baked
Brooklyn?
in Brooklyn.
They're baked in
Here we are
Brooklyn.
Do I have to taste one?
Yeah, you have to. They're so good. They're so good.
I mean, with Roskin's herring, what could be bad?
You can't get better than that.
You know
So-
what's really good from Roskin's?
We have
The
two
Danish
flavors
herring.
here. We have the Keizer Flat Cracks. I was in Borough Park today. All the stores had it already. It's the NASA provisions.
That's provision is the distributor.
So the salt and pepper and the sea salt. Bruce, you want sea salt or salt and pepper?
Sea salt.
Sea
Is it
salt?
sea salt?
I get it
No,
wrong
salt
way.
and pepper. Also.
Yeah,
Salt
he
and
told me
pepper?
there's no other company that makes salt and pepper, so he's excited.
Really?
Yeah.
With the
Where
onion?
are they making it? In America?
In Brooklyn. He said they're making it in Brooklyn. And it was Backman Pesach, so it's probably baked today.
Do you know that Satmar people prefer made in America over Israel?
These are good. This is a really good cracker.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Keizer, I never tasted it before. Keizer
excellent.
Flat Cracks.
Excellent.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu
Can I see the
melech
box? I
haolam,
wanna see it.
my name is Ennis.
Let me see.
Oh my God.
No, they're really good. They're fantastic. Where do they sell them?
Everywhere.
Nassau, distributed by Nassau Provision.
No, but I mean, who's
Bread fresh in Brooklyn. Who else makes a cracker in Brooklyn? Nobody makes a cracker in
No, I
Brooklyn.
like.
The founder, Yechiel Rottenberg, a tzaddik David.
Let me take more. Give me more. I'm curious.
Yeah, it says gebak nach Pesach, and we're like 2 days after Pesach, so this is fresh.
It was baked after Pesach.
Yeah.
Pick up the microphone. Huh? You want a
He
cracker?
wants one.
Oh, yeah, the producer wants a
Oh,
cracker.
look at that. You know, he's like, he's hearing all about it.
Yeah,
Hold
he
on,
needs a
take
cracker,
this.
yeah. Oh my God, it goes
The herring's
so
good,
well
too.
with the herring. Here,
They
a
only
piece
gave
over
you
here.
one kind today.
Yeah. We were in a rush. We ran
I like
by.
the Danish one.
Stuff is wild.
These are excellent.
Bruce, what do you like about the cracker?
I like the texture.
You know what I'm worried about?
it's
I'm worried
very,
once
very-
you go to Flat
It's
Cracks.
very, very, very good. You don't think so? It's fantastic. So really, I mean, food I know. It's a really good
Maybe they
product.
can make a kosher Pesach one
The
for
salt
fun.
and pepper one?
I eat both.
What I discovered is that egg kitzel crackers on Pesach are not bad.
No, they're good. They just fall
Pesach, they're
apart.
not bad. You don't want them during the year.
Huh?
You don't want an egg kichel during the year for your herring, you know.
They just fall apart.
Flat cracks. Flat.
Oh.
What are they called? They want to call it Keizer or Flat Cracks?
Keiser's the brand.
Keizer is the brand. Flat Cracks. So good. It's addictive. And we have CH Butcher, our
did he
favorite
do?
restaurant in the world. They're on Troy Avenue.
I know
CH
them. I've
Butcher.
been there. It's good.
And
Meat made, they shucked it in New Jersey.
it's mamish local.
Not in Argentina,
Locally
Uruguay.
farmed American
He chefs
Angus
his own
beef.
meat for this restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yes.
a butcher. He's a
Yes.
butcher shop.
He has a butcher shop in Albany, and he has the fancy restaurant
What's
on
his
Troy
owner of the
Avenue.
restaurant? What's his name?
It's Wavy, no? Who's the owner? Kabakov, no?
Kabakov
Tabacco.
family.
Yeah, I heard the meat's very good.
And they also have frozen takeout. All the restaurants, you buy these in all the grocery stores, and then you just put it in the oven. They have Moroccan cigars, they have lachman bajarang.
Lachmajin.
I think in honor of the Iranian conversation, we got the Iranian
Oh,
stuff.
these look good.
And it's,
They look
delicious.
like they're made by hand.
Absolutely delicious. CH Butcher. If you want to have
And
the
forgot-
Manhattan
and
experience, if you
You
want to
should
get.
know they're halal friendly.
We didn't say that.
It says halal friendly.
Halal friendly.
Halal.
Glatt kosher. CH Butcher, which with the CH Hechsher, so it doesn't get better. With the best Hechsher in the world. And especially Yisrael, obviously.
They actually just came out with a wine.
Who?
The same family.
Who? They came out with the
Kabakov,
wine?
yeah.
Oh, let them come on and talk
Yes,
about the
we're gonna
wine.
bring about the wine soon.
Yeah, for
yes.
sure. We're going to bring out the wine. And to get to all these locations, there's only one way to drive a car in New York. You know how to drive a car in New York.
How?
You get a car from Wheels to Lease.
Oh, of course.
Saul Hershkup. You call Saul or my friend Izzy Herman from Wheels to Lease. The deals are getting better by the month. They have
Deals are good now?
They have deals. They have cars for $200 a month. You could get a car for $200 a month, all in.
Really?
All in
kind of
$200.
car?
Nissan Sentras they had. They
Really?
were running. You could get a Pilot now in the fours. You could get a Sienna in
Is
the
Izzy
fours.
Herman's
You could get,
personal cell phone number?
you give out his personal
Yeah,
cell.
sure.
845-213-9508. When you call to get a car and tell it's in your driveway, how long do they say it usually?
Speed.
They really have cars for $200
$200 a month. A leased car for $200
haven't seen that
a
in
month.
years.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. They know the deal. They know. They know.
I
what's
remember
going
that 5-6 years ago.
The minivans are down to 400. The Odysseys
It's
in the
crazy.
400s.
It's crazy.
Brand new.
People are getting second and third cars just to keep in the driveway. It's crazy.
Well, you can't keep them driving in New York.
Wheels to lease.
You have to get out of the city to do that.
Bruce, what does it makes a successful takeover when some like it means that you need to have leadership
I'm
in
going to be
place?
very honest with you. I haven't followed the war because of the last 2 weeks as carefully as I wanted to, so I don't want to speak out of turn, and things are changing all the time. I'm trying to catch up. I would just say that I think that this war is much more complex and difficult to achieve victory than I think it was portrayed in the first few days.
What about Lebanon? What's going on in Lebanon is crazy. They seem to be, Iran got weaker, but Lebanon seems to be shooting rockets at Israel all day. We were driving here today. I got a buzz on my phone. There were still rockets coming in from Lebanon. And the Lebanese government says that they're fighting the Hezbollah, but they're
You have
not.
to know a little about Lebanon.
Yeah,
Lebanon is a
teach me.
country made up of a bunch of groups. Lebanon's not a regular place. Well, I mean, it's like America. It's all different kinds of people, but we're America. It's different. We have a different ethos. Lebanon was a Christian country up until, I don't know, probably the 70s. And then it started...
Similar to Iran used to be a modern country until 79.
No. We're talking
different
religions.
Religion.
And for years in Lebanon was a Christian country. And then it had a big Muslim population split between multiple groups, and had a big Druze population. The country's split into 3 groups. And they fight with each other. The Israelis have always had allies amongst the Christian community. And then the Hezbollah was the Shiite community. Then you have the Druze who are mixed into it. It's a complex country where it's always the ability to have a civil war, where it's a very difficult place to maintain. When the Christians ran the country, it was the Paris of the Middle East. I mean, if you look at video of Beirut from the 60s, I mean, it was European. It was beautiful. The architecture along the Corniche, along the coast, and Beirut was one of the most beautiful cities in the world. And then when the Muslim extremists and the jihadis and the Hezbollah and the PLO planted themselves there, it's devolved into this. It hasn't been the same.
Wasn't that Sharon thing? Shatia and
Shatila and Sabra and Shatila.
That was
during the
in
Lebanon War
Ah,
in
so it
'82
was-
versus the PLO. It was a different thing. Lebanon's just a mess. It's a lot of these countries.
So what? We're losing boys. We're losing our boys there. The soldiers are getting killed. Last week, I think 4 soldiers were killed. We go in. It's a hot mess. We're not doing it right, obviously.
It's not doing it. War is hell, Harry Truman used to say. When people think war, you just roll in and just take the place over?
Bruce, what's your opinion about the Israeli situation, and what do you think the path to quietness and peace and everything?
Mashiach.
I have no idea.
No opinions?
On Israel?
Yeah, if you were the prime minister, what would you do?
I think you got a little cracker over here. You're loving that cracker. Maybe you're saving it for later. I don't know. I also it.
It is a good cracker,
I
right?
can't see my beard. Moshe, is it out?
I'm asking a question. You're asking me about what's
It's out.
the solution?
It's out.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know what the solution is. I don't think there's a solution. I'm a Lubavitcher. The Rebbe had certain views on Eretz Yisrael, and those
Which were what?
were, you have to protect the land of Israel at all costs. You have to protect the people. Shlemus Haaretz was a real thing. The completeness of the land. It's a very difficult. Listen, Israel is the Holy Land. It's an intense place, kind of like New York intense, but on a spiritual way. And there's a lot of intensity there. I mean, it's the headquarters of multiple religions. The old city of Jerusalem is broken up into 4 pieces. Obviously, the Armenians.
3?
4.
Christians, Arabs, and Jews. Who's the
And
4th?
Armenian.
Armenian are their own.
Armenians have their own quarter, but they're
What
also
are they
a
considered? What do they do?
Christian, but they're a
So why are they
subgroup.
not the regular Christian?
Because they came there years ago, they had their own subgroup within. But
They're like Meshachist and Antis. It's like
no, Armenia was a country. They were chased out. They were always persecuted. They landed a lot of them in Israel. They have a lot of very nice stores that make carpets and fabrics in Jerusalem. And you can go to those stores. The Armenian quarter is very close to the Jewish quarter. I'm sure you've walked through the Armenian quarter and gone into their stores many times. They're known to be very honest in business when you buy stuff from them in the old city. They have I believe, I don't even know. I went into, that's what the guy told me, so who the hell knows? He was selling carpets. We didn't buy one. What am I doing with a carpet?
He told you that he's honest?
No, we saw beautiful. No, they're fine people. They're no troublemakers over there. I'm saying it's a very intense place with a lot of people who want to have a say in what the future of the region is going to be. I don't know. I don't have a solution to the problem. I have a friend not a friend, When I worked for Rick Lazio, when I first got into politics over 25 years ago, 26 years ago now, there was a lady who volunteered in the office at night. I was 22 years old, and I would talk to her. She would like make calls, because in a campaign office, you make calls. They're like, hey, vote for Rick Lazio, election day, such and such. So her
Was
husband...
Rick Lazio the one that ran against Hillary Clinton? I
Yeah.
remember.
I worked on that.
I must have been 15 years old or something.
So I worked on that race. And this lady and I were talking, I forget her name. She said that her husband had worked at a political consultant firm in the 80s, and now it was her ex-husband. And we were talking about Israel, because I was writing a position paper on Israel, because I was working in research, and I would just write position papers on all different kinds of stuff. Like one-pagers, just quick reads if we wanted to brief the congressman before a meeting or before an event. So I was doing the Israel position paper, and I was talking to a colleague out loud, and we started talking, and she told a story that she remembers when she was younger, and she was still married to her husband. She said that Henry Kissinger came to their house for a dinner party in the 80s. And Henry Kissinger was asked by some guests at the party what he thought the solution to the Arab-Israeli problem is. So what's the solution to the problem? So he said, when there is no solution, there is no problem. It's very deep. Israel, the Middle East, this may be how it is always going to be. There may not really be a solution, which is why the Rebbe was very firm in his convictions on Shleimus Haaretz and the strong defense of the state and no concessions, because concessions weren't going to breed safety. And it's painful because people like me also grew up in the 90s during Oslo, and I grew up in a background where we liked Oslo and we were very excited about the prospect of a peace accord. As a kid, I wasn't raised Lubavitch, and my day school made a big assembly, and we had Palestinians. I mean, I interacted with people who were from different views, and I went to college, and it was a different era. And I don't think our children are going to know about this era, that there was this like brief lull where people thought that there was really a way out of it. And I think it's painful because I'm not really sure there is. And I think the Israelis realize it's not that way. And I think that the countries in the region realize it's not that way. And obviously people are frustrated by the reality that there's no real way out. But it doesn't make it any less painful. I mean, obviously we wish there was a way. I don't know if there is. I always say maybe there's going to be, maybe it's with the coming of Mashiach. I mean, I don't know if there's any other way to solve a lot of these disputes. I mean, people like Yitzhak Rabin and others get criticized a lot, but a lot of them were very well-meaning. They really were trying to solve a problem that, that didn't really have a solution. So in doing so, they made the mess worse.
So again, if
but
there's no solution, there's no problem?
It's like the people with the Pesach program. When they opened the program, they had good intents. No, they have good intentions. They want to do a great program, but the consequences of their actions aren't always thought through that well. Because if you're not gonna this infamous
wait. But they're hiding behind influencers. We have to discuss the influencers.
Klavi's very
How
hooked on
much
influencers.
responsibility do the influencers have? Me and Moshe are if we like it or not, we're influencers.
More than an apology, they don't have. I don't think.
No,
Unless if they were partners in the program.
opposite. When they get involved, if somebody comes over to me and Moshe and says, "Do you want to start promoting my dangerous gun that we're going to sell to children?" No, I don't want to promote a gun to children. It's dangerous. Do you want to promote this wine that's not approved, that it doesn't have liquor licensing, and it could also kill you and it has bad ingredients? No, we want to promote.
Yeah, but
we want to promote crackers.
Yeah, but a lot of the businesses that come to you and they promote, a guy will come to the food product,
Yeah.
you'll eat it,
Yeah.
and then 3 months later he does a run and everybody gets salmonella poisoning. You didn't do it with poor intent.
Salmonella. He has a factory. He goes. No, my question is like this: you open a program, you hire two famous guys to make noise for you.
I believe
Hold on.
these owners, if these
Clappies-
owners sat down with this influencer before the planning 8 months ago and they told them their visions and they meant well that they were going to be able to execute it, okay? They thought they would execute their plans, right? It didn't work out. Now, if the influencer went in knowing that it was a disaster, that's one thing. But I don't know how many of the influencers went in knowing that much.
Clappy.
And I don't think that they were told that. So it's not really a fair
Okay,
comparison.
can I just give you an example? Moshe and I went, do not say the name, Moshe and I went to a future corporate sponsor of our show today, to his main showroom. He has two big showrooms with tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars of products. Everybody knows his company. He's doing this since 1989. He has dozens of staff. He has millions of dollars in showrooms. He's an honest guy. He's a family guy. He's a Rav also, together with his business. These are the companies I want to promote. Why? No, why are you getting away with apology after you ruined
think-
1,000 people's Yom Tif?
You know how
I'm
much
sorry.
money NBC News and ABC News and the New York Times took from cigarette manufacturers and alcohol providers over the years? I mean, it's a business. They take, if you pay, they take.
No, I'm not pointing fingers. I'm asking the question.
You know
I don't
my
want to look like I'm
problem with
pointing
the,
fingers.
You
I'm
know
asking
my
a
problem
question.
with the influencer would be, with the real critique, would be the failure to acknowledge and to try to sugarcoat what happened. That's the real problem.
Which is happening.
Well, because I don't know
Naturally.
why. It's a stupid move. Obviously, they're sympathetic to the owners, and they want to show some deference to them, as I would too, because I don't know these people, but I find it hard to believe that they woke up in the morning and decided they wanted to run a scam. I think that they got in over their heads. You know, Shimmy Werner told me a story once at KMR. That the first year they opened their kosher mountain retreats, many, many years ago, they didn't know that much.
Colorado.
So they ordered food, and they didn't realize they needed people to unload the trucks. So they had to unload trucks themselves. Obviously, now that's not going to happen. I'm saying you learn from experience. The question is if you're going to open that kind of business, you need to hire somebody who knows what they're doing. So if you think that you're going to wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to open a Pesach program by myself, and I'm not going to hire skilled people. You know, my program is only as good as the people who work on it. I only have 2 hands and 2 feet. I delegate out almost everything. So either I hire
Do you still wear your headphones?
100%.
Okay.
Except on Yom
Big,
Tov and
huge
Shabbos.
headphones.
But I'm saying if I'm going to delegate everything out, I better make sure I have skilled people to delegate to. And if I don't, then we sometimes have to make decisions to replace them or to move them to other positions if we like them, which are more suitable to their skill set. But I have to hire skilled people. If you hire a guy who says, don't worry, I can cook for you, and he's never done it before, that's on you. If you hire
You had the guy from the Yankee Stadium, Jacob Goldberg?
Jacob works for me.
Yeah, he used to be the chef at Yankee Stadium at the Legends.
Jacob runs my dairy kitchen.
Wow.
Every one of my kitchen has a different person.
Legends? I went to a Legends game.
Jacob used to be the chef
Nussi,
there.
my friend Nussi, he manages to get onto every single show. He gave me 2 Legend tickets. I took my son to the game. Lamb chops, grilled chicken,
Steinmetz is the
potato
best chef.
knishes.
What?
Robert
I
Steinmetz
felt.
is the best
How about?
chef.
Do you know what it feels like?
I've never been.
Do you know what it feels like to sit at a Yankees?
And eat lamb chops?
Yankees, Boston.
Baby lamb chops?
Baby lamb chops. And all the food is free and all the drinks are free.
It's not really free. It's
No, I didn't pay. I didn't pay.
you didn't pay, but somebody paid.
Because Nussi gave me 2 tickets.
I'm saying you're going to hire these people who open this program or any program. You have to hire skilled people to do these jobs.
The FTX, the Sam Bankman-Fried, just to let you know, his celebrity endorsements came from Tom Brady, Giselle, Steph
That was a
Curry,
big scandal.
Larry David,
That
Shaq,
guy's the scandal.
Super Bowl ads, everything. So just in case you're always wondering,
No,
Kevin
the
O'Leary.
problem is that after it happens, you can't sugarcoat it. Don't sugarcoat it. Like, you screwed up, I made a mistake, these people screwed
So
up.
you're saying I should take everybody's money, and if there's a problem, I shouldn't sugarcoat it. Just take responsibility.
I think the influencers should take responsibility.
No,
for
how
that.
much I'm asking about myself. People are going to accuse me that I pointed fingers at anybody. Chas
I'm
v'shalom.
sure you're going to
How
end up
much-
taking sponsors when someone's going to
Right.
screw up.
Maybe I already did. Maybe I already did.
I'm only as good as my next Pesach.
No,
I don't know what's going to
No,
be
my
next
question
year.
is that how much due diligence does an influencer have to do?
As much as an advertiser.
Hold on 1 second. We're an hour and 20 minutes in, probably. You just said that there's millions of details that go into running a Pesach program. So if you're going to endorse somebody that never did it before, it's almost like you're setting up for failure. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. Do they interview these people
Mr.
and say,
Potash from Culinary Depot, I once interviewed him in front of the Shul in Bell Harbor, and he said, do not go to any hotel pizza program where the guy running it hasn't done it for 5 years. Stay away.
Listen, now I'm going to tell you the Yotzim and Aklal.
Yeah.
The example, the opposite. When Joey Alaham from Prime Grill opened his program.
Doesn't he own a lot of restaurants?
Nah, I don't know where Joey is. I think
He
he's
used
hiding
to.
in Qatar.
used to own I'm saying they used to own a lot of
Joey
restaurants.
opened from Prime Grill. Prime Grill was what Reserve Cut is by miles. Reserve, when he was the king of the universe in those days. Okay, he was the king. And he opened the Pesach program, I think it was 2015, in Laguna Beach at the then St. Regis Hotel. I think it was at the St. Regis. That was his first year program. He
Can't
brought in
remember
a
the program.
superstar. He brought in a superstar.
Oh, there wasn't enough food. There was a huge scandal.
That year
No.
was one of the best
Oh, I'm mixing up another
Pesach
program.
programs that's ever been done.
I'm mixing it up with one that didn't
And
have
he
food.
hired skilled people everywhere. Everywhere he did a program, he hired skilled people.
We didn't pay anyone.
I don't know that part. I'm saying the program was magnificent.
Bruce, what am I mixing
It
up?
was a
There was a
first-time
program
program.
where they didn't have good food and enough food, and then they owned a lot of restaurants, and they told people they'll give them credits if they don't sue
Do
them.
you know what goes on in my kitchen if the food's not good? You have no idea what will happen if I'm not happy with it. It's not pretty.
Well, give me
My staff is petrified.
Give me an example.
Screaming, yelling, banging.
Cursing?
I will go nuts. Because my view is I staffed properly, I bought properly, I bought premium product, I gave you enough time to cook it. I'm expecting it to be proper. I didn't ask anybody to take poor quality meat with rancid vegetables and 3 hands to cook the food. You said you need 12 guys, and you have 18 guys, no problem. You want this, no problem. My goal is how do I get to this good product? How do I make Keizer crackers? I want the good crackers, I want to get there, right? So what do I need to do to get there? And then I have to figure out how much to charge to cover it. I'm working backwards. I want premium product.
Reverse logistic.
It's reverse logistics. So to get to premium product, what do I have to do to get there? How much do I have to charge is the last question you ask at the end. Premium product. I only buy American meat. With exception this year, there were some things I had to get for certain barbecues, whatever I couldn't get. But 98% of my meat is USDA. 98% of what I buy.
Which is why people should go to CH Butcher.
Correct. It's all USDA stuff. If I serve a rib steak, it's USDA. If I serve short ribs, it's USDA. If I'm serving hanger steak, it's USDA. At least most of it. I think there was a couple on the edges.
What's the
I
main
got
difference?
the Beis Yosef from Argentina
What's the
because I
main
needed
difference?
Beis
Bigger
Yosef
pieces?
for certain clients.
USDA
What?
is also bigger meat, right? You can't
What?
do on the bone if it's.
You can get from Mexico on the bone, but the
You
quality's
could.
poor.
Okay.
Anybody who tells you that all the meats are the same that's already a scary one. You can't afford to pay for it. It's very expensive. But I'm a premium food program. I'm buying premium product. We're serving premium wine. You want a bottle of Herzog Napa Valley wine at my program? Whenever you want it, we have it. The Napa bottles, the Herzog Special Reserve.
How much is that in the liquor store?
55.
Wow.
People are just taking it to
Whatever
go.
they want.
People taking it to go, Bruce, to the rooms.
My bookkeeper tells me, my CFO tells me, he says, it's crazy. You put out so much wine that these Napas are just sitting on the buffet. No one even took it. Like, there's a lot of stuff. We're charging for it.
What's it, Mamdanim? What's it say?
I got him, consider cover.
But I'm charging for it. It's not like I'm a stupid person. I'm charging people for a premium product. I'm giving a premium product. You know, if you're charging, that's why I'm so in awe of what Lady Fagans does at FFH, because he's charging a much more affordable price, and he's giving a pretty good product, like a solid, reliable, year-over-year product at a fair price. I mean, I have a little bit more room to wiggle.
Bruce, I don't expect any good food from caterers in general, but when I go to a restaurant, there's expectations.
I have great food on Pesach.
Do you
I
have
put on
when
restaurant
you go to a
quality food.
wedding or bar mitzvah?
Yeah.
Do you have any expectations from catered food? Do you expect them to have 500 steaks and served in 20 minutes and they all taste great, like you go to a restaurant?
We try hard.
Is
We built a plating room.
Bruce,
We have-
Oh, I heard that. I was at a wedding recently, and the steak wasn't so good. I mean, I still ate it, don't worry. And a guy told me, what do you expect? They have to prepare 500 steaks. They
So
can't.
I'm putting out on a 1,100 person dinner. I'm serving 1,100 steaks, and I'm hurting 1,100 hanger steaks or whatever, and the food is good
How does it compare to, I don't know, La Marie
On
across
par.
the street? On par.
or better.
Wow. And they're only doing a few
I'm
items.
buying probably a better steak than
Yeah,
they
but
are.
they can make
I'm
it.
probably buying better meat than here.
They can make it
hold on.
fresh.
You can't do 1,100 steaks, right? I'm sure you're making
We
it all
have
day.
systems of putting the food
Bruce,
out.
what is the system for a steak if you need 1,100 people?
We only cook it medium.
You cook
That's
it
the
medium
first rule.
before.
Every steak is cooked medium.
Hold on. What time is my steak at 7 o'clock dinner being made? What time?
Yeah.
11 a.m., 12 p.m.?
It's probably, well, no, we mark the steaks, and then we finish them, and then we leave them in the hot box so they have a little more time. We prep it to get to a certain point. I can't say every steak comes out perfectly medium, but I'm aiming for medium. And then for those who want medium well, we'll take the steak back
Hold
and
on,
finish
if
it.
a regular-
If you're eating medium rare, I may make 2 or 3 on the side just because I want to be nice, but I don't bother with it. I can't
you're gonna
do temperature.
So you're starting the cooking process 10 a.m. for a steak for dinner at 7?
Probably.
So it's already on the, I don't know, on the grill?
No, you're marking it. You're
What does
marking
marking
it.
A
mean?
little bit on the fire.
You're
Just
putting it
getting
on the fire to
started,
get
but
the
it's not
color on
pink,
both
and
sides.
It's not
Okay.
fully
But you're not
blue.
cooking it all the way through because later on you're
And
going to
how
put
many
it in the
steaks
oven.
you put on the oven at once?
I mean, we have a team of people doing it. It
So
takes
how
us a few
many-
hours.
Huh?
We have grills. It takes time.
Huge grills, hundreds of people.
So you're making throughout the day and then you put it in a hot box, so it's basically on warmer.
Once I get it at close to medium, then it goes into a hot box. It gets
and it
wrapped.
stays there until dinner is served.
Mm-hmm.
So your steak is being made 10 a.m. versus you go to a restaurant, it's made 10 minutes before. from the beginning.
But I'm buying premium quality meat.
I understand, but that's why I don't expect.
Listen, I put out awfully good food on Pesach. Okay.
We really do. And you're saying on par at our restaurant.
Yes.
Or,
for sure.
or better.
Or better in some cases. In some cases,
Even though it's sitting in the hot box for the whole day.
It's not sitting in a hot box. Though. It only goes into the hot box 20 minutes before I was at dinner service, an hour before. We're not putting it in
Also,
at 4 o'clock.
It's at the processes that you're saying.
Correct. We're building a process to get to the point that
You
once
said it starts at 10 a.m.
Well,
Correct.
we mark it. Steak has to get marked. The most complex steak we make on Pesach is the filet mignon. We take a ribeye steak, we cut it up, we shape it, we wrap it, we tie it, we mark it, then we put it in the oven. It's a process. And then it comes out and it looks like a real filet, even though it's from ribeye steak. It's like a thick, high
Because
steak,
filet mignon
like a tornado.
only comes from the back part of a cow, no?
We don't serve real filet mignon, not allowed. That's from
Certain
the back.
hashkachas do allow, no?
As far as them, I think, are more lenient in Israel.
Yeah, they eat with the rice, they eat the back to the cow. They do whatever they want.
No, there's ways of
And then they
cutting
do
it.
slichas for a month to do all the tshuva, for all the
No,
stuff.
they're not doing slichas.
Everybody knows what goes on over there.
Whatever the case. But Sfardi, Sheikhtim, and Eretz Yisrael, and the good Ashkachas are taking the back of the cow.
They are.
Yeah, we don't do that. In America, we would have Ashkenazi.
So
goods,
what are we missing?
mostly.
What's the best part of the back of the cow that we
The
missing?
fillet, the strip.
So I
the
go to a
rump.
Sephardi restaurant, they'll have it all.
Aren't
If you
you
go to
Sephardi? Do
today,
not have
in
Sephardi?
Eretz Yisrael,
I look
if when you go to
Sephardi.
Israel, there are restaurants under Sfardi Ashkachas that have the back of the cow.
They do.
100%.
Interesting.
100%.
Like what?
I don't eat in them, so I don't know. But I know that there are restaurants.
But you grew up in Montreal, you're like half Moroccan.
No, not a Moroccan. I'm from Montreal, from the other side of town. But
What
we
percentage is Montreal and Moroccan?
I don't know if the Moroccans eat the back of the cow.
No.
I think it's the Syrians and the Yemenis. I don't know, and the Egyptians. I don't know if they
Bruce,
do.
what percentage is
Because they're descendants of
Montreal?
different things.
Half of them Moroccan?
I don't know that. You'd have to ask someone. Today, it's mostly.
Mostly Moroccan.
Yeah. When I grew up, it was the other way around. It's evolved. When my father was a kid, there was none. I mean, up until the late 60s, there was only Ashkenazim. After the 67 war.
You do anything besides a Pesach program? Maybe a Hanukkah program, a
I
Shavuot
used to
program?
do Hanukkah until I lost a lot of money, and then I stopped.
What happened?
It was after October 7th. People didn't want to. Was the timing was bad.
Would you try it again?
Maybe if the schedule works.
No, because I have such a good experience in the Pesach
My
program.
Hanukkah program is from. I lean to the right more.
I love the Pesach program so much, and one of the things I love the most is the shiurim. Amazing shiurim. I literally go to shiurim all day, like Shais
Who
Taub,
gives a shiur?
Shais, Getzi Markowitz.
Getzi Marcos gives a shiur.
Yeah,
And what?
Dinnerman on everything. They just lectures and shiurim and everything. Rabbi Dinnerman from JLI is fantastic,
Dinnerman's a nice guy.
and the food is amazing. So I was wondering, imagine you could take that together with chametz and go to like a week
I
program.
did Hanukkah. It wasn't a big moneymaker.
Why?
I think Bruce's crowd, his
Why? You
core,
should make more money. Less
his
wine,
My core is not
less
going for
matzah.
Hanukkah.
Why? I don't
They're
get
not going for Hanukkah. They're not going
Exactly.
for
They're
Sukkot.
modern
My
Haredi.
clientele, if they're going away, they're going to Sukkot in Israel. They're not going to pay a program. They're going to Israel. My clientele's in Israel for Sukkot.
They don't celebrate Hanukkah that much.
And Hanukkah, no, they'll go to Florida or they're home. Remember, if Hanukkah doesn't come out the right time, it's kind of hard to take off. The only thing is kids are off school. Shabbos Hanukkah, I've done it 3 times. The last time I lost a lot of money, and then I didn't do it again. I lost because it was after October 7th, and people didn't feel comfortable. It's amazing now, that wore off. People are going away and doing stuff. And there's, most Israelis spend most of Pesach in bomb shelters.
What do you think of
We
this?
don't even think about what's going on there day to day. The kids weren't in school. I mean,
What do you think
pretty
about this
scary.
new phenomenon? About this, like these Tyler guy, they go from community to community, Orthodox Jewish community. They pull out their camera and they start asking questions to get everybody all riled up and to
Who,
become
him? Tyler Oliveira?
whatever. These guys, there's more than one of them. Are we supposed to answer them, ignore them, like move on?
I think you can answer them. I just think the person who answers them should be skilled at answering
No,
them.
but it's not fair. They
I
just
could
stop every
answer.
they
He
stop
could
every
interview
random
me.
guy in the street. It's just so they're so.
He makes good points on some things. He just comes to the wrong conclusions. Tyler Oliveira isn't going there with the intent of doing research. He's going with the intent of
stirring the pot.
No, a little more. He wants to shame a certain community. It's easy. They're an easy target. So he goes after the Hasidim and he goes after Lakewood, and he didn't come to the 5 towns. Why does he come there?
You want to invite him?
No, but I mean, what would he come to
You're
the
saying
5 towns?
upper
to
class,
see?
hardworking people.
Upper class, hardworking Orthodox yeshiva families who are not really on food stamps.
Tyler Aravera, stop being a coward. Come check out the
Like,
Jewish
go to the
community in
five
the five
towns.
towns where they're
Go to
all
the
working
five towns.
You
hard.
think it was strategic that he went after Lakewood Monroe?
It's easy. They're easy.
Easy prey.
It's easy prey. You have Keizer families who get a lot of money and they live differently. I mean, you could say what you want about the Orthodox Jewish community if you're from the outside. There's no real crime. The schools are, the neighbors are not dangerous. Nobody's scared to walk through a Jewish neighborhood anywhere in America. Okay, I mean, you're just not. They're safe. They don't stir up trouble with people when they come through. Nobody is ever worried their car's going to get carjacked in the parking lot outside of a supermarket with their keys in it. I mean, you have to be fair with this stuff. If Tyler Oliveira wants to look at the community, you want to point out all the bad things, look at all the good things. Because our communities are wonderful. I run a Pesach program. We serve wine. We have wine open bars all the time at every meal. I've never had a fight. I've never had a brawl. We've never had to call security to separate guests. We've never seen violence towards guests. Now, I'm not saying other people do, but when I booked weddings in the past, and I booked some weddings for people in certain hotels, there was a clause in the contract that you have to hire an outside security guard because of the fights that could turn up if people drink too much. I didn't see anybody fight on Seder night.
So you have no security?
I have security, but I don't have to have security to protect the guests from each other. Whereas, I'm saying there's a lot of things about our community and our culture and our way of life that's very admirable. And, we have big families. We encourage our kids to go to school, to get good educations, to live moral lives. I'm not going to say everybody who's Jewish runs the most ethical business and is the most honest in what they do. There are people and Jewish people who do bad. There are Jewish people in Otisville, okay? And they're not there because they got lost, all right? There are people, but as a culture, we have a lot to be proud of. And if you're going to have somebody come into your community and point out all these things, you should also point out all the things where your community excels. We excel in a lot of stuff. I mean, not just in finance and in business. We excel in, I always talk about philanthropy. And I went around, I haven't found this hospital in New York that doesn't have a name of a Jewish person on it. Ken Langone named NYU, it's very true. But I mean, other than that, every facility in NYU is Perlmutter this or Perlman that, and at Cornell, Goldstein, Goldberg, you name it. I mean, Jewish people have donated tremendously to the greater good of New York life. And we have a lot to be proud of. And
Minkoff and Tish and all these names I could think of, yeah.
There's tons of them. And what have they built? They've endowed museums and hospitals and educational institutions and philanthropies and poverty programs to help people. I mean, we have a lot to be proud of. So when Tyler Rivera comes there and he wants to point out, hey, there's a lot of people on food stamps, there's a lot of people getting benefits, there's a lot of people on Medicaid. They are, but they're qualifying within the legal parameters of the law.
There's no Minnesota situation happening. No one got arrested after all these.
I can't speak to that.
I'm saying no one got arrested
after all these. I'm not going to say everybody's perfect, but I'm saying when you go after the young Kollel family and they get married and it's part of their culture, for a year they learn in Kollel, so yes, they're going to get benefits to help out while he's learning because that's their custom, and it's available to them legally. They're not doing anything scandalous. He's earning a very modest salary in Kollel to learn for the year. His wife is working in a school at a modest salary, and they need a little help for that first year of marriage. Like, why should the taxpayers subsidize it? It's a good question. If the taxpayers didn't subsidize it,
Bruce,
but it's available.
Unemployment is subsidized by the taxpayer?
What?
The unemployment is subsidized by the taxpayer?
No, it comes from your unemployment taxes in your...
So you pay your own unemployment?
Correct.
So if you lose your job and you get paid unemployment for 6 months, you're paying your own, really?
It's a pool. It's a pool of money. It's not your
pool of money, and when you qualify,
because
you get it.
The sports stadium employees, they all claim unemployment when the season's over for 6 months. Continuously.
It's like a loophole.
You heard what I said?
It's not so ethical.
So is that maybe Tyler Rivera should
Everybody's claiming. What do you mean? You know how many hotels have all their employees in luxury resort destinations, put everybody on unemployment after Labor Day? They don't bring them back until April?
Right. So Tyler Rivera should come there. Why are they all milking the government?
That's a good
question. To run their options, whether it's the hotels or the sports
There's
stadiums.
a lot of people milking the government. The question is why the government's allowing itself to be milked.
No,
That's the real issue. Makes life really expensive. By the way, you can't milk anyone like you can milk the government in New York and California, Massachusetts. You can't milk in California and Texas like this.
No,
I mean in Florida and Texas and Alabama. There's nothing to milk. And by the way, there's a detriment to that because in those places, you have more poverty than you do here.
Cloud, isn't
In
your
some
matzah baker
pockets.
also used
I
to
don't
do
know what
it?
you. We're not,
What?
It's not. I don't know anything. I have no idea what he's talking about.
He said he knows about some
I
matzah
Why,
don't
bakers.
did
know.
you meet Tyler Oliveira when he was there?
No, I didn't meet him. But Clown
We're
was just
not-
recently offered to do a live stream with the guy, Bazooka.
I don't know. Somebody called me if I want to do a live stream yesterday with the guys coming to check
Sneaker,
out Crown
Sneaker,
Heights and
Bazooka?
Lubavitch. I said, who is he? He's like, he's very anti-Israel, and
Sneaker,
maybe you'll put him in the
Sneaker? I
right
don't know.
track. I said, I'm not meeting with no anti-Semite to make
I would
problems.
meet him.
You could. I'm
not scared of him.
Yossi Farrow, you could call
What's
up
gonna happen?
Bruce. I don't want to deal with anti-Semites.
What's going to happen? What's he going to say?
No, because then I'm going to get blamed. You should have said this, and you should have said that, and you
It's
could have.
very true.
Okay, so I'm staying away.
You know, the Rebbe didn't like the debate of, in the old days, it was always a big debate. whether you-
Vikuchim with Galachim and
the
Rabbanim.
Galachim, sure.
Interfaith dialogue. The Rebbe was
He
very
didn't.
against it. He was against it.
Against
That's
it.
why I'm staying away.
Because
Mishnish.
It doesn't achieve the goal you want, and it only opens. It's like negotiating with the Palestinians. It sounds good on its merits, but it ends up making things much worse after the fact. If you thought that something positive would come from it, I think the Rebbe may have been for it, but nothing positive ever comes from this. Because if you win, you lose. If the rabbi embarrasses the galach,
They're going to hate you even more.
they're gonna beat up the rabbi
They're gonna
anyways.
make a pogrom.
If he loses, then you can't win. So why would you enter into that? It's Tyler Oliveira. Is it worth being with him? I think a lot of those people are well-meaning with a lot of built-in stereotypes and prejudices, but I also think that a lot of them could be pleasantly surprised.
in contrast to the guy with the 72 hours
Who?
who joined the Frank family and the Friedmans. You know that other guy did the video?
I wasn't there.
Who's that?
I don't go to these
Dinner.
things. I don't go to these
I
things.
forgot what another YouTuber came to Sukkot in Crown Heights.
But he wasn't known to be a bad guy, was he?
No, I'm
He's a
just
good guy.
saying, yeah.
Okay, there's some good people on social media.
Yeah, for sure. And great feedback, and people keep on sending me the video. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, on
72
Sukkot.
hours
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the Friedmans
yeah.
and the Franks.
Yeah. I heard about it. I couldn't make it. I was busy that night.
Which Friedmans?
My brother-in-law and sister, they had a famous YouTuber check out their house on Sukkot. They have a big party going on there. My nephew
not
asked me to
against
come.
all
I was
this
busy,
stuff.
but whatever. I'm saying it's not.
But it's
Dinner,
a
shout out.
cultural.
That's
It's a cultural thing.
Shout out.
Moshe,
know-
what do you think about A1 Party Rentals, one of our corporate sponsors? They put up, where were we in Floyd? Where were we? 2 weeks ago?
In Canarsie.
In Canarsie. They
They're
put up,
very well
City.
priced.
you know what, they're not only
You know
well,
they're
not only
well-priced.
are they well priced, they put up a 50 by 180 tent dome.
Where?
In Canarsie, near, I
For
don't know.
what?
For a politician made an event. They built an entire building.
Holiday event.
They
The
built
dome, a dome. It was round.
It was not round. It was like a huge tent with green carpet and chandeliers. And
Oh.
it was gorgeous. One of the most beautiful, beautiful events.
Here's the YouTube channel, the Discover Connection.
Kitzer, we're interrupting. If you want to make a
No, he asked
beautiful
about it.
event,
Not-
A1 Party Rentals will make the most beautiful events for you.
And they're well priced.
And they're well priced.
Bruce, what do you think the cause of anti-Semitism is?
I think some of it is instinctive. I mean, I think Dal Rebbe and Tanya writes, that people don't like you, they don't like you. But I do think that it's gotten progressively worse. I think when I was a kid, I always talk about the Seinfeld analogy. That once upon a time, Jews were very popular in the 90s, during Oslo, ironically. Seinfeld was the #1 show on TV. Jewish culture was everywhere. A lot of the shows were Jewish in their theme. And that's over. I mean, we're not really well liked. We're not very popular.
Why so?
I mean, a bunch of different factors. We're a minority population that does better than most. Asians have a lot of the same problems we do, just in different capacities. They struggle a lot because they do too well in school.
We had this conversation with the
Yeah,
school
sure.
with Stuyvesant. They were trying to get rid of them from test gradings and all that stuff.
They're very tough. Other nationalities and groups don't get in, and the Asian kids are working hard. Most of their parents are not of means, especially the ones that just came here. And the system is rigged against them, really. I mean, anybody who's doing well, nobody likes anybody too successful. So Jewish community in America is very successful financially, in politics, in academia, in the arts. So it's going to stir up jealousy and prejudice.
I think we have some fire questions because we covered the stereotypes with the minority communities that do well. What's with the midterms? Because you're like our
Republicans are going to get slaughtered.
They're going to get slaughtered.
Unless if Trump does something masterful, they're going to get slaughtered.
Like?
Win the war overnight. There's a new regime there.
Gas is $2.
Over $4.
If
this
it's
morning.
$2, the Republicans could win.
Still not going to help. Listen, it's hard for an incumbent to win even when things are good. So all the more so now, it's even worse. I mean, if Republicans win next year in the midterms, I think Republicans are going to lose some Senate seats. I think they're going to lose some governorships. I don't think it looks very good for Trump right now.
What about 2028 president?
That's different, because after the Democrats win back control of Congress, then you're going to have the flux of the
Is this
two parties.
Gadja?
Kind of. There's going to be the flux of them going. You know, J.D. Vance is going to run. Marco Rubio may change his mind and run. And then there may be people you don't even know about today who run. You know, I always say the guy who's running, you don't always know who he is right now. May just pop out of nowhere. I don't think people saw Barack Obama in 2004.
Oh, you had a major fear. 8 months ago, you had a major fear. You said that J.D. Vance is not going in the right direction. Where is he today?
He's the same. I mean...
He's still catering to the anti-Semites?
I mean, everybody has to cater to the anti-Semites. They have to win the midterms, right? They're 25% of the vote in the Republican Party. 25% of Republicans, at least, like Tucker Carlson and like Candace Owens.
Even after Trump trashed them last week?
I mean, now Trump is getting angry because they're attacking him personally, so now it's getting vicious, and J.D. Vance is going to choose sides. But, I mean, there's going to be politicians in the party down ballot who are going to be trying to walk the line with that. And they're going to distance themselves
What
from
does
the
down
president.
ballot mean? They're competitive and they're
Congressmen,
vote for everybody
state
Republican.
senators, Senate races. You know, when the president's popular, everybody clings to his coattails. And when he's not, they run like mice. They fly. When the president has no coattails, people are gone. If the president's really not popular by the midterms, he gets attacked by people in his own party. And everybody's going to just say that they had nothing to do with him. They're going to pretend they have never saw him before. Like I told you, politics is not for the faint-hearted. People are not going to attach themselves to this president if he's not popular. They're not going to. If his numbers, if his approvals are in the 30s and the war's not going
Where's his
well,
approval rating today?
I don't know. It fluctuates. Depends on do the polls 30s, 40s. I haven't seen anything in the 50s in a while.
Not good.
I mean, he could turn it around. He could win the war tomorrow, get the Nobel Peace Prize. Everything can come home. They can
So
have
we're
new leadership
potentially
in
looking
Iran.
at-
Gas can go down to $2. Growth can fly. The dollar can get strong. I mean, there's a lot of it's a lot. There's a lot of baseball left to play. But I mean, if the election was tonight, it's not good.
Bruce, what's the relation between Canada as a Canadian yourself?
I'm not a Canadian anymore. I'm American, but yeah, I was born in Canada.
What's the relation between Canada and America in general, historically?
Canada's a country who's defined themselves on all the greatness of not being American. They've never really figured out an identity of themselves. They don't even know what it is to be Canadian, and they struggle with it. That's why they're so self-conscious.
What would you do to change
I grew
that?
up there. I mean, there was no greater joy for a Canadian kid watching sports than when they would beat the Americans at anything, because we had to beat them because we just had to beat them. Like when we lost that when the U.S. Olympic hockey team won that game this year. I mean, that's a gut punch for Canadians. Like I spoke to people. They were depressed, couldn't sleep. Like that's what they have. I mean, what is the difference in a Canadian American? They're besides the fact that Canadians are more polite, maybe in some circles. I mean, what do they have that's different?
Are the 90% of the cities, 90% of the Canadian
I
population?
mean, Toronto doesn't look like downtown Toronto skyline doesn't look like the skyline of Chicago or Dallas. I mean, it's not like our Canada looks different than America when you cross the border. Other than the fact that the roads are crumbling, because they especially in Quebec, you know the roads are bad the second you cross the border. I mean, these places are dysfunctional. I mean, Canada has a lot going for it. They're nice people, but they've struggled to figure out how to define themselves. And now that Trump is giving them the cold shoulder and the Canadian government...
Your wife is Canadian. What does she say about this?
She doesn't care. She
Says
lives here. She's not involved. She
cold
deals
to
with the
move back.
kids. What?
She says it's too cold to move back.
Yeah, but it was a wonderful place to grow up, and there's a lot of wonderful people there. But I mean, what does it mean to be Canadian?
No, like what's the
Ask
relationship?
Canadians what it means to be Canadian.
No, I asked what the relation between Canadian and American. You're saying they're just happy they're better at hockey and they're good to go.
It's a good relationship. I mean, they get along. They like to go to Florida on vacation. They like coming to New York to go shopping.
We
like to go
but
skiing
Trump
in
damaged
Whistler.
that relationship. Now there's like hostility.
No, he
It's all
didn't
fake.
damage that relationship. That relationship was already on the fritz for a long time. Trump just brought it to the surface. It was like a blister below the surface that came up. Canadians have always, when they love.
I was just there last week for a week.
They love to knock Americans. When I was a kid, they loved to. It's just they love to do it. They really do. It's a real thing. It's in the core.
Bruce,
they love to.
What do you think about bringing Dollarama to the U.S.? It's my favorite store in the world.
What's wrong with Dollar Tree?
Disorganized. Things are flying. You go to Dollar, everything's so perfect.
Dollarama?
Ask the Rossi
Dollarama.
family. Larry Rossi owns it, I think.
Perfect shelves. They have the best products. They curate like crazy.
It looks like you're looking for a
You
job
know, when
there.
I was a kid,
This squishy, hold on.
You
This
know what
squishy in my hand Costs $1.75 a can, which is like $1.25 US. Any squishy in Dollar Tree does not last more than 24 hours. This already have for 2 weeks.
When
It's a
I
crazy
was in
store.
when I was in
Montreal, right? Montreal based?
when I was in Montreal as a kid, and we would talk about America, it was always we love it, but we had to like find a reason to not love it too much. It's like part of the culture. It's like a real thing. Like if you spend time there, you know what I'm talking about. It's a real thing. Like, oh, the Americans. Like, I had some Canadians buy me for Pesach. Like, oh, the Americans, how much food they eat, how much this. Meantime, you're here, but I'm saying, like, like, they're always looking for this opportunity to make themselves seem better. And that's because there's a lot of the inadequate. I mean, look, when I was a kid, we would brag, what's the best part of Canada? They would take polls as a child. Canadian healthcare. We have free healthcare. We have free healthcare.
But it's terrible.
Yeah, but now they have a problem. They can't even say that anymore because it's so bad, Canadian healthcare. Like, that was the thing. Like, oh, we have free healthcare.
My sister told me
First
she
of all,
does not have a doctor. Her doctor died. He got died. He
Doesn't have a
retired.
doctor?
They don't have a family doctor. They have to go to some urgent care.
My mother wasn't feeling good once. She was here. She needed to have a test, a CAT scan or something. So right away we called Hatzalah. Hatzalah took her to a very basic quasi-ER emergency room on Long Island. They took her there. They examined her. They did all the testing on her. They sent her home with a clean bill of health within 3 hours. What she did in 3 hours in New York, including that Hatzalah ride, would have probably been in Canada like 2 weeks. I'm exaggerating, but not by a lot. The CAT scan was days. The testing was days. Getting a bed was days. Getting admitted was days. Leaving triage is days. It's not bad care. It's socialism run amok. We have a lot of problems in healthcare in America, but because we still have the private insurance system, with all its problems, there's still money flowing through to keep the things greased. In Canada, money is all rationed at the government level, and it doesn't there's no private funds going into it. And there's no, like, why Maimonides Hospital is not as good as city hospitals. Someone explained to me. He says, because Maimonides Hospital, most of the patients there are on Medicaid.
I had such good experiences with Maimonides.
You did?
I had such good experiences. Their pediatrics emergency.
Are they advertisers of
No,
yours?
not a penny in my life. I don't even know who's in charge. I'm going to tell you something.
When
I
my
have
father-in-law
children.
when I've needed a Hatzalah and I've had to take somebody, I have literally called the head of Hatzalah that he'll help you God, you take somebody to Maimonides. He's going to Manhattan.
I had pediatric emergency.
So help you God.
No,
he's
no,
in
they're
Maimonides.
pediatric
I will
emergencies.
scream.
They're
Yeah?
pediatric emergency department. I've taken my children there over the last 12 and a half years. I
what?
asked all types of emergencies, stitches, this, that. Hatzalah,
They're
amazing.
The truth is, their care for the elderly, if you're in the geriatric ward, is very good also. And there are certain departments they have are very good.
I have a sister. She had 6 kids there. She was very happy.
I never heard anybody had children that was happy. That would be the first.
Brachi, you always say how amazing it is. I don't know.
Cardio is very good there.
All right, whatever.
I mean, if you ask local people, you only go there because you can walk to and from Borough Park to go to the hospital. I mean, there's no other
Methodist is
reason to go
closer.
there. If you call like RCCS or other places and they're not going to send you there. Like, you wouldn't go there. Like, this is, I
But
don't
it got
want
just taken over by the governor of the city, no?
By the way, I'm saying this with like all my grandparents passing away there because they were old and not well and whatever. But I'm saying generally, I thought the service there was good. I don't know.
I wish the hospital well, but I could tell you that they don't have the same money that the city hospitals do because of the fundraising.
But now it's
and
city
because of the
hospital.
internet,
Now it became
because
a
of the
city
payouts
hospital.
from Aetna and the fancy Insignia and all the fancy insurance companies. They don't have the right ratio. They're too Medicaid heavy, and the Medicaid payouts are low.
Interesting.
Whereas when the insurance payouts are high,
Right.
so there's more money in the city hospitals.
I personally had all my kids in Lenox Hill, and I was super happy.
Yes, which you
Manhattan.
should be, because Lenox Hill is where fancy people have their babies.
Right.
So yes, you should have been very happy because that's like going to the Four Seasons to have children. And my
Your
mom is
insur-
like going.
Your B&H insurance and covered.
I don't work there anymore. But actually, all of them were there when I worked there. Yeah.
B&H covered.
But
Perfect
why are
time.
you asking about Canadians?
I just came I was there for a week, and you're from Montreal, so I wanted to hear your opinion. That's it.
Montreal, when my father was a child in 1967, was the greatest place in the world. Nobody wanted to live in New York. You would never leave New York for Montreal in the 60s.
You would never leave Montreal for New York, you meant.
Never. Nah. My father learned in New York in the early 70s in school for a year, and he couldn't wait to go back. You would rarely hear that today. Maybe now it's changed, But like in the golden years of New York, when I first moved here in the late 90s,
What's the
early
whole
2000s.
story with the French there? Could you give us a little
my
background?
It's only certain areas.
This is the dumbest place in the world. They are lovely,
just
dumb.
explain
It's
people-
a dumb.
The signs have to be in French, and
Only in Quebec, right?
Just a little history. Canada was the parts that didn't want to join America. They were the loyalists to the Union. Quebec was taken over by the British. It was originally a French colony when all the explorers came over from Europe to conquer the New World. Christopher Columbus, Jacques Cartier, Samuel Champlain, Verrazano, you name it. All these guys came, Verrazano, whoever they were, looking
all the bridges.
all the
Verrazano.
Correct. They're all looking to explore the New World. Quebec was founded by the French. There was a French colony. So they all came over, they lived there. And then they built cities. Montreal, Quebec City, Troy Ave, I speak French, Troy Ave for Three Rivers. Those are all French cities. Then during wars, the French lost control of it. And then the British acquired control of Quebec, and it became Upper Canada, which was Ontario, and Lower Canada was Quebec. When the British took over, they still had a very sizable French population who lived there.
It's a geography lesson.
So they lived there, and they stayed there. And they were the families who built to stay there. The English, because they took control, were the elite. What does it mean they were the elite? It wasn't that there weren't French wealthy people. There were, but they were the elite. They built the banks. They took over Montreal was an English city because that's where all the banking was. Montreal was the most strategic city in Canada and was a powerhouse because of its location. I'll finish this quickly.
Okay.
Because of its location on the St. Lawrence River. Before the creation of the St. Lawrence Seaway, everything from Europe to enter into the middle of a country would have to come over from Britain, and then it would have to go down the St. Lawrence Seaway, St. Lawrence River, through Montreal. When it got to Montreal, there was something called the Lachine Rapids, which was these rocky waters. And when the rocky waters were there, they had trains there that would take all the goods from Europe, and then they would disperse it through Europe, North America, because the boats couldn't go on the Lachine Rapids. So Montreal became the one of the most powerful cities in North America for trading. So the English fought, and Montreal was an English city. There were still French people on one side of town, but all the money, all the power, all the banks, all the industry was English. McGill University was an English university. All the streets had English names, all the fancy neighborhoods, etc. With the evolution of society there, the French had a revolt. When my father was a child, the English controlled Montreal. They controlled all the finance in Quebec. And the church, collaborated with the English business people for decades, if not 100 years, to keep the French people as church people who went to church, worked in working class jobs, and served at the behest of the masters because of money that was probably coming into the church. And then in the 1960s, there was a revolution called the Quiet Revolution, because there was no guns, there was no fighting in the street, where Quebec elected a technocrat named Jean Lesage, and he revolutionized Quebec, and he started this whole thing of Quebec nationalism. It never really existed before then because everybody was subservient to the church. And in that era, within 4 years, the whole province stopped going to church. They stopped being religious. So now the province was built on language, religion, and culture. Now there was no more church. That was out. So the only thing they had left, the culture, they kind of lost because everything got subsumed with North America. What was left?
Language.
And they built a getchka out of language that is literally like the Tower of Babel, because they want to protect whatever they have left of being French Quebecois. So they made it the everything.
Like the Air Canada
Everything
flight.
is language. It was and because they were the majority, they were able to use language as a cudgel to redact revenge on the English. And for the better part of 60, 70 years now, it has been nothing short of a horror show for English people who lived in Montreal. Now, why did Jews get caught up in it? Because the church, when the Jews came over in the 19th century, they had to put them in a school. And in Quebec, the schools were split between the English Protestant schools and the French Catholic schools. And the English did what?
It sounds like you should call it out.
Oh,
Let me take a cup of water.
Yeah, take it.
sorry. I thought you were saying close it up.
No. I will go for as long as y'all want.
No, but I'm almost done with this. So they needed something. They needed something to protect themselves with. So
I think
language
this
became everything.
Farbrengen calls for a kichel.
So they protected everything with the language. So they used language as their way of redacting revenge on the English and all the institutions that put them down for all these years. And the Jews in Montreal who came over, they were given a choice. Where should they go to school? The Jews in Montreal could easily have been French speakers. All that would have had to happen was the Catholic school board in Montreal would have said, we'll take them. When they came off the boats and they needed public schools to go to. But they didn't want them. So the English went to the Protestant schools, and the Protestant schools were run by the English. So all the Jewish immigrants and all the immigrants who came after went into the English school system. But they have used language as a weapon to penalize and punish everybody. And it's gotten to a point now that that weapon is hurting themselves. Because economically, they are not on par with their neighbors. Their society is not that strong. They are poorer. They're less educated. There are people who've risen up, but they have done this to protect whatever they have left of their culture because they abdicated everything else. And the Jews and the English speakers who are left there are dealing with this every day. And then when the separatists got elected, they said they wanted to make their own country in '76, and that was when the Exodus started. Within 3 years, 40% of English.
So they should just shut down this whole French nonsense.
I've always said that Quebec is a crazy place. My father tells me about the politics there, and it's literally like a modern-day Chelm with French people. It is the dumbest, stupidest people in the world. And the people who stay there own businesses and real estate, and they like their homes, they like their neighborhoods. But if you want to see dumb people doing dumb things, go to Quebec. The politics is bizarre. You get fined for signs. You can't speak English in a store. You'll get called to they have a language police. They're just doing dumb things, and they're lovely people. But
But the whole Canada has this bilingual rule, not just
What?
Quebec. In the whole Canada, you have to have French on.
Bilingual is a normal thing. It's a country with two big populations. I respect that.
Right.
But to penalize a guy when you walk into a store and you speak to the client first in English over French, you can get a fine from the government for that. Even if the person's wearing a sweater that says Yankee Doodle Dandy with a New York Yankees hat and he's smoking Marlboro cigarettes from America, it doesn't matter. They're like, this is our culture. We have to defend our culture and our language. And they built a getchka out of it.
It's their religion.
It's everybody has religions. It's like secular.
Bruce, it's always a pleasure. It was a lot of fun.
I hope this wasn't too boring.
It was perfect. People need geography on our. We're here to educate the masses. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hatzlacha. Thanks for the kichel. Thanks for the books.
Thank you so much.
You didn't promote this book.
Which next week.
Okay.